7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM on next Wednesday. We're there with you. You know, we could have done somewhere else, but we choose to be here. We played the original version of Baltimore by the late great Nina Simone. That was one of our only reggae songs that she made. And then we played the reggae version again by the Tamlins featuring Sly and Robbie. Baltimore is in a serious crisis at the moment as we speak. Baltimore, serious crisis. Again, police still next youth. We don't know how much shoes we have so that we can walk it off, you know, because it look like black people love march. From Martin Luther King till now, all we see is marching, and them halfway, you know. You know, I mean, really and truly, we should have started march without shoes, you know, because the amount of shoes we're supposed to wear down by marching. Now we see the marching spread in New York, Boston, and we see the Ferguson march start again in solidarity to what is happening. Serious thing. And everybody are trying to find out if the police them guilty. The youth does dead, but them throw him in a van and then when they reach hospital, them same dead. Fractured ribs and all them things there. So I don't know how to do it. He must have vexed with himself and just lick up himself in the van. But you know, say, them I say a Friday is supposed to hear certain things, but you know, say you not hear nothing Friday from them. Them now go arrest the police all a month time before you hear another march again start. People are asking quiet and peace. But the thing we can't take with black people more time, you know. In time them a burn down place and them own place them burn down. I don't understand that. Man a light fire and a choke malletive bomb in them own community where them own black people they and a rob them own black people store. Believe you me. Strange. The struggle continuously. I don't know. Why we struggle enough, you know, Rasta? Black people know if we struggle. You know, say, I don't know win the battle, we're not going to know if we win. Yeah, because we're so used to struggling. I don't know reach up on top of the pyramid. We're going to still try to figure out. But come like we still at the bottom. But we know that good must overcome evil. You know, and we are say like Marcus Garvey, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated in the race of life. But with confidence, you have won even before you have started. Nikki Giovanni in the house. I listen to her read her poem them the other night. Well, not even read them because she never have a book in front of her and she remind me of this sister here with the on the box here. Nikki Giovanni. Well, actually, there are two people coming to my mind when me hear her do her poem them. Two people coming to my mind. And this was one of the sisters them. And I know that she must know about her because one of the greatest female poet, African poet, come out of America. You have Nikki Giovanni, Gwendolyn Brooks, Maya Angelou, and well, not to mention the last poets. And we have a next group here. We have a next group here where I'm going to tell you there are two ones me I hear when me hear the sister recite her poem them the other night. This poem, Word Festival, Agrofest. And this is the next. This is my favorite group of all time. As a matter of fact, we had the pleasure of actually doing a poem with this group up on stage in Washington. And they were here in Jamaica when we gone where you can't believe that me gone in San Francisco and the sister them there, and when me come back me to sister them and hunt me down. Yes, me took my email and me say them really did that check for which part me there. But me love them and more advocate this song here and these artists to me guests in the studio here with me tonight, and you're going to hear from her. But we want to play this artist here. Are these artists Sweet Honey in the Rock?
We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are the ones we've been waiting. We are
the poetry. These artists that we're playing here are some poet where start the revolution with words. In the days, in the 60s, when we got school, them poet was like, yeah, Gil Scott Heron. You know, my father is a Jamaican. Yes, father is a Jamaican. And them poets are, it's weird because you listen to them and they end up at the show with them over the years. And we really feel good to know, say, when it comes in at that age there, where these great revolutionaries actually use the word to start a revolution. We have a sister in the house here where we don't want to go on too long and don't say nothing because I don't know how she stay with the time, you know. Because until 4 o'clock we have and you want to see Jackie have her up and drive up and down all over the place and look for the whole of Kingston. And then me come drive her clear down here so. So we have to go put her on and right now. We have a poet in the house. The sister named Sunorny Patterson. A sister who impressed the audience that was at this poem festival in Portland. That was the fifth stage of this poetry festival, and me I tell you say as a matter of fact 2 poets me remember upon the show, you know. Shepherd what name? Nomad's father, we bring out him father.
Yeah.
You not listen to them? You was there when
Oh yeah.
when they bring out him.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan now.
No, the father, happy father.
Oh, the father.
No, not them.
Not them.
No, what them supposed to do is take out one of the ones in the band and put the father in there. Because the father is not a part. As a matter of fact, him should have come out of the band and put the father as the lead poet in there. No, the father sweet man. Him father sweet Rasta, believe you me. And you know the way they see about him a launch him book, you know. And a whole heap of the poem them in the book and father right there, you know. Me I tell Jamaica this, you know. Me I tell Jamaica this. Don't be fooled. You understand? The book out there by what name again? Sheldon. Sheldon book, it's full of my father poetry. You understand? And if you don't get no credence in father. Daddy, me I tell you, man, you shot. Believe you me. It's the first year long. I don't know, maybe it's true. Is a father, and you not expect a father to come so strong. Because you know the son still and the son strong. But you don't know what no father will come on stage and just support to them really. You know? So Sheldon, trust me man, you need to put your father in a nomads. Put on an XZ on the back of the nomads there. And put your father in it. But yeah, so we say now, put the father out and sing, you know, this sister we're in the studio with we want to say good night, give thanks.
Yes. Give thanks.
Yes.
Honor to be here.
Okay. It's the first you perform in a Jamaica?
First time. Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, you feel ready to perform in Jamaica?
Oh man, it's big. It was big.
Yes.
Yeah, excited to be here. Yeah, so give thanks because you know it was sometimes before, at least a couple years ago, another group was trying to work it out and everything, and it just didn't work out. So it worked out this time as it was supposed to.
Yeah, Sheldon tell me that it seemed to you upon the YouTube thing and was so impressed.
Oh man!
And now I see you on stage. I was so impressed. So you're there, so now.
Oh man!
And by the time you've done this, the amount of people out there. And that's about Jamaica, you know. Trust me, I'm supposed to be Where your manager there? Where the manager sister there?
I don't know what. She got the baby.
Me a plan to get with the hall managers now. I'll be a part of the manager team. No, me I tell you, no. So tell me something now. You're born in New Orleans?
Born and raised, yes sir.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you did it when the whole heap of flood thing tear on the place?
Well, so the hurricane hit on a Monday. Katrina. Hurricane Katrina hit on a Monday, and we made it to Houston, Texas that same day.
Okay.
But which was a big blessing, because when we got back, half the house was about 2 blocks down the street. All of the furniture was...
You mean your house?
My house, yeah. So we packed clothes for 2 days, thinking that we would be back on that Wednesday, and like 100 men Wednesdays, coming and left since we...
I still never go back?
Well, I moved back after a year, so I would go back and forth to, look at the property and see what to do with the property, but, it was nothing that could be done with, in New Orleans you have these shotgun houses, what they call, and it was a double shotgun house, so literally half of the house was off, and, I packed clothes for Wednesday, so we had 2 dresses. I had 2 dresses and 1 pair of shoes left. And I just made moves from there, and just kept going. And
so you and your family, they was in the house?
My family, no. We made the decision at the last minute, because it was a hurricane. We were so used to going through hurricanes that we didn't even think about it. So it kept coming up like, no, this is gonna be a big one. And I have a cousin named Katrina.
Yeah.
My mother said, listen, if it's anything like your cousin, we need to get the hell out of here. So that's what we, that's what we did. And, that was what it was. We got back, and, I couldn't believe, I couldn't believe what I saw. I had never seen anything like it, so granted, it was an outpouring of help from people from, just all over the country, so, and people would always say all the time, oh, this is a phenomenon, this was a natural disaster, and it's like, no, this was Katrina was a man-made disaster, but a natural phenomenon maybe, but it was a man-made disaster. I can't say it was a natural disaster, but I can say it was a man-made disaster, considering we're still dealing with effects of it. We're still dealing with the rebuilding process, in some areas it still looks like, a hurricane hit. We're still dealing with, your basic tenants, food, clothes, and shelter. When you think about grocery stores that was in maybe area, schools that was in the area that were completely underwater, and they never rebuilt the schools. So you have these neighborhoods where children have to be bussed out of these neighborhoods to go to schools in other neighborhoods, or find grocery stores, the basic things that you need just to live and survive are things that are lacking in some areas. But we still move and give thanks.
All right, so it take you a year to come forward to New Orleans. So you was living in Houston?
I lived in Houston for a year after Katrina. Then I moved back to New Orleans.
Okay, all right. So when you move back to New Orleans, how you get back together your life? How you get back your life together? That's all.
I don't know. It was one of them, because I was so
No, but after a year in a Houston, you must start another life in a Houston.
But I was still so back and forth in New Orleans, and I was traveling a lot with speaking and performing and things like that. Yeah, because it was what I had to do really in order to
get back on your feet.
Yeah, get back on my feet and just really be in a good headspace. Because when you look at and think about the destruction that was left, what I knew to do as, artists, activists, healer. What I knew to do was to do that work. I knew that, I needed to be a preservationist. I knew that I needed to recall culture. I knew I needed to recall history and bring forward some things presently and into the future. I knew it was certain things that I needed to project. So that was the only thing that kept me sane, even in the midst of everything, you look up because your family is still thinking about my parents and everything with, and then other people who had never left New Orleans. You had people that never ever left New Orleans, and now they're being bused to places like Minnesota and things like this. So you're dealing with a real in this time, this aspect of enslavement, when we were, brought on these boats, now it's Greyhound buses and, all of these kind of things.
And ship you out of your place. I heard that Fats Domino said that he wasn't leaving.
Yeah.
Fats Domino.
Fats Domino was like, no. And then, it came a point where it was like, you got to come up out of this house, Fats. Something's got to happen. People, especially, Fats Domino got a song, Walk into New Orleans. One of them where it was like, Fats, you something, we got to go, It was something big, especially in that area, see, where he's from, which is where I'm from, this area called the Ninth Ward, which was one of your hardest hit areas. So I mean, you see this thing. In fact, Domino's house is like a staple. It's this yellow and black, house and things like this. And then when you see it, like, wow, that's when you know too that, man, this is this was big. To see it, just leaning and the way that it was, just everything is
for those of you who don't know who we're talking about, that's true, because we know a lot of young people listen to this program. Fats Domino is one of the greatest blues singer out of America. Living in New Orleans, and if you Google him name Fats Domino or go up on YouTube, you might orient yourself to this great blues artist. I knew a promoter was trying to get him here. Very difficult because the bed in the hotel wasn't big enough. And he must have special. Because I'm so big and fat. So obviously I don't think he's going to travel again because
I don't know.
To accommodate him is a massive task. To accommodate him. All right. So you're born in New Orleans. You grew up in New Orleans. You write your poems in New Orleans, you sing in New Orleans, you do your Tai Chi in New Orleans.
Between there and Houston.
And Houston. And you say the first time we meet, which I don't remember, was in Houston.
In Houston,
Is a Yoruba, it was a Yoruba.
Yeah, it was called the Caravan to the Ancestors, which takes place every year in October. So it's to commemorate, those ancestors that came over during the Great Ma'afa. And so it's in Galveston. Some of the events start in Houston, then it goes to Galveston. But we met then. I was trying to find I'm gonna find a picture before we leave. We took a picture and everything. I'm gonna find a picture before we leave, and show it.
The sweet. What was really sweet about that event was that when I came on the beach, hundreds of people on the beach, black people, and all of them was in white. It was amazing. And then we had this whole heap of drumming and chanting to the orishas, and it was the first. I mean, apart from voodoo in Haiti, but it was the first Yoruba celebration I've been to. After that, I went to the next one in South Carolina. That temple. There's a temple. There's a Yoruba temple in
Oyetunji
village. Oyetunji village. We was invited there too, and I went there. I went there. That was nice. A Yoruba village right in the heart of America. Like, wow.
That was one of the not one of, but that was the first village that was completely this African village that was dedicated to, this African thought movement, dress, and everything.
Everything, yeah.
That was it.
So I hear you read a poem and you call it all of the Orishas. But then I say, you do the Tai Chi, and I'm saying, no, I am trying to figure out what is our discipline. Because she mentioned all the Orishas just off her tongue like that. And then I hear she mention, and well, she never mentioned it, but I get to find out that. So you have to tell me now, what is your discipline?
So I came through a bunch of schools. I come from New Orleans is a hodgepodge of African Catholicism and everything else. So with
voodoo,
hoodoo, everything else that comes along with it. So I came through a family, a Catholic family. I have a father who was a nickel and dime hustling Muslim. You understand? So to combine all of that with a Baptist grandmother, so I would have to, make the sign of the cross, then go to a vacation Bible study and go in the mosque and everything else, So it was, coming through that school allowed me to have an appreciation for every faith, I guess you could say, and so my mission and movement is one of universality of love. So even I guess it could almost be a interfaith movement and discipline. I guess that's the main thing I could call it. I don't even know what to call it outside of a university.
Listening to the poems, it kind of ease to the animism side.
Well, now I am
vibes, yes.
Even in that, I am, as far as initiated into, when we're dealing with Yoruba, I've gone through initiations in Yoruba.
So I've we're getting the total,
So that's my door. That's my opener. I came through too. My godparents, and when I was maybe say 13 or 14, something like this, I had a math instructor, Nana Anawa was her name, and I would see her in this white. I was fascinated by her all the time. She had it was called the Neighborhood Math Center, one of the best and most, just the humblest person that I had, met or so. And so she was my instructor, my math tutor. And I would watch her, and what I didn't know was that this was her discipline. But I learned this over time, because all I knew was that I wanted what she had. I want to be this person, this humility she had, this way, she would get loud when she needed to, you knew not to mess with her, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But I would see her in this white. I was like, what? Man, she's like an angel. I don't know what's going on here. What is this? But it never left me, and it stayed with me all of my years. And I'm grateful for her being an example. I'm grateful just for my parents, even for putting me in that space, putting me in a position, because sometimes because that's not my parents' way. Yes. You understand? But I give thanks.
But never fight it.
So I give thanks that they knew to put me in a way, So.
All right, the center. To me, the center of the Yoruba tradition is in Brazil, and the Santeria in Cuba, and the voodoo in Haiti. Ironically, there is no remnants of any of the Orishas that I know of in Jamaica. Because we take on to ourselves now what we call Pocomania revivalist tradition. You know, so it mixed with baptism. Baptists.
Yeah.
And some of the retentions of the African spirituality. But the identification of like Shango or you know, or you know, any other religions them. You know, here they mention in Jamaica, apart from people who take onto themselves.
Who bring it,
that tradition. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I see it getting more popular and popular.
No, it is. I see it too. No, I see it too. It's something, you know, even for me, you know, because this a spiritual system is so, you know, you hear people speak about this thing, but you know what these Orisha represent of you know, of just forces of nature. They take on these names, but you know, it's almost like when we're describing it to children sometimes like when my daughter asks, oh well, you know, what is that? That's the wind. We can call that Oya. You know what I mean? But it's a force, you know, and you know, it's a force, and it's something that we embody, you know, every aspect of it, considering we embody, you know, everything that's around us, every force, all of life. Yeah.
This is the Cutting Edge on RFM today when you're talking to Sunorny Patterson.
I grew up watching my mother work nothing short of miracles. She's striving to make ends meet for us, and JN money transfer was always part of our story. So when she got sick, we knew what we had to do. If it meant working triple time, well, it's just so. When it's a miracle you're depending on to come true, JN money transfer helps us send a lot of love and caring. That's my love story. What's yours? Send funds with JN money transfer. It's love well sent.
The first Caribbean Beach Volleyball Championship comes to Jamaica. May 1 to 3.
Quote unquote active, you know, but it is about you know, embodying, supporting, holding even space for a real just cause, you know. So it goes to holding these, when I'm saying the words, being a poet, especially knowing the importance of a word. You know, I remember reading a definition. It said that a word is composed of two parts, reflection and action. And they said that if one part is sacrificed, then the other part suffers. So, you know, I want to make sure that in my way, whether, you know, through these poems and words, that I'm not sacrificing any part, you know. That is a whole piece, you know, that comes forward.
You know, I like when poets are more than just poets, and I hear the activists come, and I say, okay, she's more than just a poet, because most of the poets that I know are then, well, let's say, poet activists. I say, okay, they're involved with something outside of the poetry. Outside of the poetry. So how long now, I mean, I can't remember ask your age now, because I don't know what to ask you, but how long now you've been writing poems? Which is a cliche question.
Yeah, because I've been writing a long, that's a long time. But I can say that in this way, how this movement of it, this traveling piece of it, I guess, came about was so I used to teach high school full time, and that was a whole another thing. With teaching high school, but give thanks, you know, it opened many doors. But so it wasn't until really I knew through college and things like that. I was always the one to do even, you know, being a little girl, like in church, I was the one, oh, Sonny, we need a poem for the, you know, someday, something like this. So I was always that one, you know, but I took it seriously, I guess, by the time I got to college, really. And then throughout that college career, then teaching, and then once Katrina hit, that was in 2005. That was really when I had the opportunity to travel to this extent with it. And really go.
If you notice that I set up a next mic up there, so because I know say you will be inhibited sitting down when we ask you to read the poem. I know say that I want to know. But I want you to tell me, well, I don't know why you tell me. You remember the first poem when you write as an activist, not as a poet now, those are going to school and
you know what? I do. I wish I could remember the words. I remember one was called the first. It's a couple that comes to mind. One I remember was Babylon is Falling Down. And one was Little Boy Blue.
That sounds like a song from another.
Yeah.
Little Boy Blue.
I wish I could
recite it, but you can't remember. No, I
can't remember that one at all.
No problem. No problem. I just try to find out.
Yeah.
You know, like like as a poet, though, my first poem not nothing to do with activism, not nothing to do with blackness, nothing to do with. It was like a nature poem. Birds, I love the things.
No, listen, that was mine. What I remember writing first, I was in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
And I won a young authors contest.
Okay.
But it was about birds. It was about birds.
Oh, gosh,
it was birds. Something about birds on
maybe
the watch.
It was about. They might tell you the same thing, that is birds. They be right about birds.
It was about birds. Birds must think that we are. That people are crazy because we don't eat worms and we don't sit on. I remember this because during, was something about that, because during when I went back to check the property, check our house with the storm, what I found was what I was able to retrieve, and this was stuck under. I'm saying caked up mud and everything. I was able to find, it was a picture of my great grandfather, a picture of my sister, and that award from the 4th grade.
Yeah,
that was what I was able to find.
Well, I just say you get a trophy for your first. I get a tick. I don't know if you know what is a tick, but in Jamaica, when you get a okay, I like them go to tick. It means it's right. When you get an X, it means it's
right. The check. Okay. Yeah.
So when I get a tick, a poem now, the teacher tell me to stand up in front of this class and say the poem. So I became a poet from that.
That's it.
Birds are lovely things to see. Just to see them flying free. Birds with many colors. It's wonderful to see them flying for hours, you know. So that starts you out. But then it take a turn. You know,
right.
It take a turn, right? You start to use the problem like it's a weapon.
Yeah.
Like you have
no
a gun.
way to stay in a white man country too long. Yeah, they just start getting like that.
You know that. Yeah. All right. You have a style that I saw with a sister in South Africa. And this style is a very unique style where the audience don't know when the poem ends and when you are speaking to them. I don't know if you realize that, but are you saying you just do it because that is your style? But
yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, when you listen, when I listen, I cannot say you are saying something to me or you are saying a poem.
Yeah.
Because most of the poems don't have a rhyme. It just have a force that is coming at you. It's deliberate. You deliberate to do that. It's like a medley of things happening. And you keep going.
And you know, sometimes I get so caught up.
Emotional.
Yeah, that I just
continue.
Go. Yeah, just keep going. And I allow myself to keep going. Sometimes it's something that's like
clicking.
Yeah, like okay, you can stop. Maybe you can stop now. Maybe you know this kind of thing. But then it's like no, you keep going because I still want to be mindful of of people. I want to be mindful of sometimes mindful of people's palates, you know.
Yeah, what them can take and what them can't take.
So I don't want to be too. I don't want to be I don't want to be a brute about it, but you know, I do want to.
Well, you have some brute. Audience was with her, and you can hear that them understand what she say, and there was an applause. So, cause sometimes the applause even drown what you was saying. That you want to tell the people them what the whole love top of the line to hear what she say. You understand? But I find it a very interesting way to read poetry, though. Very, very interesting way. Like you just, if I ask you instead of a half hour now, and you could have done half hour without stop. Because I think you do more than half hour without stopping.
I think so.
Yeah. And you don't look on a paper, I don't.
Sometimes.
But the other night you wasn't using a book. You never started out in a book.
No. You know, I do write them. You know what happens? I think over time too, I've lost so many books.
Yes.
And so I train myself to. When things start in my head, I kind of finish it and formulate it in my head. So sometimes when I do write them down, by that time I'm only writing it to make sure that I'm remembering it in the way that it is in my head. So by that time it's sometimes on napkins or receipts or something like this. But I do. Right, I am a writer because I write, even if it's whether it's prayers or my journal entries, what I'm grateful for, and all of these kind of things, and whether it's essays and things like this. But it's certain poems that the lines just come, and I keep it there, and that way I know I won't lose it.
Well, I find I have lines in my head 6 months and can't figure out the next line.
No. That's exactly it. Because for me, it's not a poem. It's never the. Well, I don't want to say never, but it's not always the beginning. It doesn't. The line is never the beginning. It's not always the beginning of the poem.
Yeah, it's just the idea of what you want to get across.
Yeah, or certain words that I know I may want to use, or certain energy that just may come through that I know I need to express, but it's never the beginning. Is never the beginning.
Yeah. Standing in your mind. Okay. I want to give you the mic, I want to give you the mic. I don't feel the people want to hear me for the rest of the night. I mean, I want to hear you in terms of where you're coming from. I still want to hear about this Tai Chi thing because I say, wow, the Tai Chi. Oh, you get that? I explain to the people what is Tai Chi too.
So Tai Chi, Qigong is more of an internal martial art. So the breathing drives the movement. It's quite often in our daily lives, either we don't breathe fully, and quite often our movement is dictating our breath when our breath should dictate our movement. So we'll see that if we are, still enough and we breathe deep enough, certain rises and falls, we'll see our arms tend to rise and in sync with the breath. So it's really about balance and alignment and aligning the breath. Because quite often we're moving through like panting, we're not necessarily breathing.
Yeah, like me, I know. Yeah. I know Jamaica don't allow you to breathe.
Yeah.
It allows you to pant with all the poly problems and different things we are going around. It's pure panting at the whole way there, all the young people them,
Yeah.
If you look on the young people them in Jamaica, it's them not breathing,
No,
they're not breathing.
No.
Them
So, yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. I'll this lady behind me.
Right.
She not breathing, she pant. She pant. Yes, okay. This is the Cutting Edge and I refer.
The Jamaica Volleyball Association and Highway
Ancestor breath, bridge, carry us over tumultuous time. You who can hear and answer with quick remedy, ready before we ask. You who can speak through tongues of trees and fire and water, earth cannot hold you. We pound the ground and you appear, O ancient ones. You who can make lightning strike with the flick of a skirt. You who can make tornado turn with the spin and span of hips, take us there, to the place of knowing, to the hall that leads to the doorway of you, O holy ones. You of the first light, you who know the potential of possibility pulsing in the dark, deliver us unto our gifts. You who have sunlight in your fingertips, touch our drums, make us hear the rising, make us move a steady stump, a choir of voices so majestic, heaven hides us in a tapestry of light. We are stars, blankets of wonder, sky bright eyes, seeing the invisible, visible. You who have returned, you have turned our faces so that we see ourselves, and we have found you again in places we would have never imagined. You make our limits infinitely long, our visions clearer with eyes closed, and even there you still stand in full color, vibrant and eager to serve. They come coffled and cuffed, feet heavy with uncertainty. You can hear them breathing from miles away, shallow and short. Tethered souls don't know how to breathe deep, and auction blocks do not lend to comfortability. Naked and frigid, tar baby smooth like skin, lathered up real good to conceal any wounds. You know massa like 'em free from disease, or at least appear to be. Shh, quiet. You know massa like 'em silent. And blocks do not lend to protest or chatter. Chattel have no say. Just smile big, show them pearly teeth, stretch long, push, pull, parade, grope, fold over, wide open. Let us see from behind how much you are worth, how well you can work, how familiar, ancient and new niggas for sale, fresh cargo. New niggas for sale, a lively stock. Don't you see 'em? Can't you hear it in the whistle of the wind and the howl of the breeze and the pour of the rain? Can you taste it? Sugar cane sweet, indigo rich, rum like, intoxicating. There is something about suffering that makes men mad and makes others money. Something about others doing your dirty work that somehow seem to keep your hands clean and your conscience clear. Clever. Can't you smell it? Oh, it's in the seasoning. Something that makes them more tender, much more palatable, more suitable for enslavement. There is something in the breaking of a spirit that makes a better slave. Can't you feel it in the thickness of injustice, in the gaze of despair, the click clank of cuff? They come coffled off the good ship. Jesus, it's the longest trip for the Africans, where rich men play with the lives of humans every day. Oh yes, there is something. There is something about suffering that makes men mad and makes others rebel. We have not always found comfort in killers. We have not always found solace being rocked in the bosoms of those who silently pray and then openly destroy. No, not always have we mistaken mimicry for mastery, or pretending for knowing, or enslavement for freedom. But across my memory marches millions, bold, regal, resilient, confident, unshackled feet stumping up spirits to guide us through this fickle material world. We like sun and moon folk, universal souls, praying our prayers and singing our songs. Eshu, Ogun, Shango, Yemoja, Oshun, Obatala, Oya, Dambala, Aida, Wedora, Nkango, Olodumare, and Yame. We know all of you by name. We are people of beginnings, of culture, of strength. Not always have we given in to the empty threats and scare tactics of the powerless ones. Not always have we allowed the blood of our sons and daughters to color the streets while we're walking asleep, marching to the beat of death's siren song. They're still wearing their sheets, nooses in reach, showing their teeth, and then smiling, it seems, but I hear in the breeze, in the rustle of the trees, and the dangling of the feet, they say, please, please don't let them ever forget. You see, not always have we suffered from amnesia. Not always have we forgotten how to conjure up spirit, ancestor wisdom, fix up a mixture, spiritual elixirs, ancient traditions. We like magicians, God like vision. We are people of sight. So no, not always have we fallen for this okey doke or inhaled the hazardous smoke of the manipulators or been satisfied with crumbs from meals our hands have prepared. You said life for us ain't been no crystal stair, but at least the steps are there to push us up higher. Teach us how to go beyond the destroyer's disguises. Look them in the eyes and be able to see, cause what's surprising when you know the nature of a beast, and especially when they've shown the same face for centuries. So you tell me, what's the difference between two sisters in New Orleans shot point blank in the back of the head and two women bombed in their car in Baghdad, or government-sanctioned killings in Kenya and a sister held hostage in a house in Virginia, or poverty in Jamaica, poverty in Haiti, rape in Rwanda, or rape in Somalia, a sweatshop in China, or one in Guatemala, or smallpox in blankets, syphilis in Tuskegee, formaldehyde and FEMA, ethnic cleansing and Katrina. I recall within his speech, Dr. King made us aware. He said injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere, so they can spare us that drama, huh? Look, we got the heart of them field working mamas. We carry the torch of that ancestor fire, so with every fiber that flutters in our being, with every find that comes from our seeking, with every hearing that comes from our listening, and every sight that comes from our seeing, we must be faithful, strategic, victorious, and we must be free. Now, this is a poem for Tevin. There was a little boy, his name was Tevin. Tell me when I'm supposed to stop, Papa. I don't know. You let me know.
Continent with Mutabaruka. We are listening to our elements. You know here. Continent. The end. The end.
Brand new record label, Caribbean Rockers Entertainment, presents a new reggae band, Rockers Elements.
Middle of a performance and we broke it. Sonia, Sonny. That's it, Sonia. Sonny. I gotta tell you. All right, Sonny. You impressed a Jamaican artist very much with your performance the night, and he went home and did a portrait of you.
Oh, wow.
And his sister brought it from Portland.
Wow.
And this is the portrait here with you and your little...
Oh, look at that.
daughter.
Oh, that's wonderful.
His name is Philip Henry.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it's really a brethren who has been there a very long time doing portraits.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is really something else.
That's big.
Him capture with her.
That's big.
Yes, it looks sweet.
Oh, man.
I mean, him catch a baby. Him catch a baby sweet, man.
That's big.
No, man, him catch a baby sweet, man. Trust me.
Oh, my goodness.
So, him say I must present this to you.
Oh,
Philip
man,
Henry,
that's
him
big.
live in Portland.
Philip Henry, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, I was told to do this and give
Give
you this.
thanks.
So, yes. Okay, so
Give thanks.
we're back to the performance, and I will not stop you, and you don't have to ask me if you should stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue.
Let's see where I think I was telling you about Tevin. I think that's where we left off. Tevin Flowers. Yeah, Tevin Flowers. He was a little boy. He was a little boy who was 7 years old. His body was found dangling from a coat hook in his school's bathroom. Well, this is a poem for a little boy named Juan. Juan, who was 8 years old. Juan was forced to eat his own vomit inside a Mississippi penitentiary for juveniles. Well, this is for 17-year-old youth, because 17-year-old youth live in such a state of lack and limit that they give up before they even start. But you know, children only do what children are taught. It's like it's 3 strikes against them before their feet touch the land, and then they move through this life without a choice or a chance. But I ask sincerely, who Who listening can be a voice when the sticky fingers of fear have gripped the throats of the people, and words as beautiful as freedom or justice or love never quite make it to their tongues, and they are stuck choking and gasping for breath on a coulda or a shoulda till there is nothing more left but I am here, like thousands of miles way up in the air, turning clouds into flowers, since the ones down bottom lie limp and unwatered in unsafe schoolhouses where cowards become heroes and the heartless are given power, and the only thing that matters is the making of a dollar. Really, who here will speak? Who will stand in this hour? Who will protect our babies against the system that devours? Can you imagine? Picture the nastiest animal mixing poison in the cauldron, then we let them feed our youth, and before you know it, they in a coffin or a jail, or their cells become altered in their eyes. It's like their eyes only begin to see destruction. Heaven help us. Please show us. May we learn how to repent for the hypocrisy and negligence we've shown to our children. Really, who here will serve? Who can show that there is light? Who can tell of the precious dawn that follows the onyx night? And when you say it, will you feel it? Will you really believe with all your might that every flower is sacred, that every future is bright? I'm asking who? Who out there can help? Who will prune and water the garden? Because if you're not a part of the solution, then you must be. That is the poem for those who work 25 hours a day for 24 cents an hour. For those who tried the street, stress heavy, their feet strapped with anguish, backs bent with burden. For those who live between the lines of fear and confusion. For those whose eyes have witnessed the sunrise and they still question the awesome power of a supreme being. For those against the wall, or in the dust, or behind the bars, or on the other side of the barrel. It's for those who do not see God in the mirror, or a tree, or a blade of grass, a homeless man, a crescent moon, a drop of dew, a ray of sun, or a purple sky. It is for those who have given up on life and just wonder how they are still allowed to open their eyes real wide in the morning. And I say to you, it is not yet time to die. For seekers of a better way, for speakers of new words, for creators of another day, awake from your slumber, massive in number, as brave as thunder, as courageous as hope, as audacious as faith. I see heaven in your face. How does it feel just knowing that wherever you go, the holiest of holies is present in the form of you? This is for you. It's for your worth. It's nothing less than divine. I say this for all of those who survive, who get up, who scream even when the takers try and zap their dreams, who shout no, who cry yes, who feel the glory of victory boiling in their chests, for the lovers of love, for thinkers of peace, for workers of justice, filled hands of freedom whose voices ring high when vibrations are low, for the tillers of the earth and the seeds they sow grow big, grow long, grow up, grow high, rise and take your stance, because it is not yet time to die. In honor of Baltimore, they could kill one human body, but I'll see 1 billion rise, and I see 1 billion rise, and they kill one human body, but I'll see 1 billion Baltimores, I'll see 1 billion Jamaicas, I'll see 1 billion New Orleans, I'll see 1 billion Trayvon. I could see 1 billion Harriets. I see 1 billion Mike Browns. I could see 1 billion Malcolms. I'll see 1 billion Marcuses. I'll see 1 billion Santewas. I'll see 1 billion rising. I could see billions rising. Now see some billions rising. Now see some billions rising. Now see, how many more examples of destruction will it take for us to lift this veil of ignorance that drapes our faces? We place hands over ears, eyes closed, mark mute, walk dead, have to, because they shoot before we speak. But when you know the truth of what they do to those who refuse to believe in the lies they feed, now it's either we would crawl and give in feeling helpless under the pressure, or we would remember. We would remember how to walk like warriors, how our feet are on the shoulders of giants, how we've conquered chaos before. We've compromised our divinity far too long, and all at the hands of an oppressive entity that deliberately aims to kill, and still they will use poison and steel or cotton and fields, take trillions of dollars, pollute all the water, destroy everything from Phoenix to Florida, then still find time to pimp your daughter or sodomize your son, turn two parents into one, and one is never enough in this world of too much. Or here is a classic equation: divide up a family, multiply mommy's movements cause daddy done move where no responsibility can ever find him, add in depression and bitterness, subtract the encouragement, then you watch the percentages fill up the prisons. You see, we are master mathematicians, exponents of confusion. We be choosing death as if there are no other options left or right, up or down, shiftless vagabonds roaming around searching for something safe, seeking, never finding or recognizing the space inside, that soft, quiet sound that doesn't compete with the crowd of voices or the violent volume. And here is the value of you. So now this is like a vowel. It's standing in the midst of clanging consonants. It's constant. It's a kind reminder of the connection of us when so often we have been picked apart, separated and sorted as casual as laundry. After all, they would tell us we should never mix the colors and the whites, right? Okay, now on the other hand, there was a time when Mr. always preferred Mammy over the Mrs. Forced crinkled fingers in crevices too sacred to mention, and though this has happened time and time again now, she still flinches at the scent and sight. But this time she placed something inside, where by twilight on the third night of the fourth week, he would be gone, and no one would miss him, not even his children. Herein is the power of the medicine men. It's the gree-gree of the conjure women. Them who make charms that ward off harm, them fighters forming freedom around their feet, so that wherever they walk, their souls will know that liberation lives wherever they go, and wherever they go, the Spirit of God is. Them who see the pattern of God in the stars, whether that be in the sky or in your eyes. Them light-bodied beings speaking love in an atmosphere filled with fear. Oh, here they come, lips laced with prayer, bearing gifts given by the great one who gives the best gifts. They lift their hands in gratitude, bidding us to rise. They call us to our higher selves. They remind us we can fly or just feel what it's like to live with no holes, no halves, just whole, cause Lord knows, oh, it only takes one reason for the biggest believer to become the most unfaithful. But ain't that how the world go? Create a slither of doubt, and then soon it turns out to be this mountain of madness. This is hell in a handbasket. It's bastard children playing hide and seek between dilapidated buildings and shards of concrete. There are no playgrounds in these towns, no jungle gyms for them, no green space dedicated for relaxation or shelter when the sky rains bombs or the breeze blows bullets or the earth can't stop her shake. Take a moment, let us reflect on this mess we have made. We have rejected nature's voice, all in search of material gain, donning the rags of the disastrously insane. My God, not this again. Not the different name, same situation again. Not to declare war, all in the name of peace, again and again and again and again and again. But then again, thanks be to God, there are them who can rouse us from our drowsiness, who save us from our haphazardness, who assist in realigning our energies with heavenly elements, and there are skeptics who will bark. Oh, now there she go with that dreamer talk, as if every masterpiece didn't first start from just a thought. If only we could see through the eyes of our hearts and go straight to the matter, eliminate the rhetoric, strip everything down to its natural essence, and it is there we will find the answer, the greatest, the only example, and by far the most revolutionary weapon we all have, and that is love. So I'm from a place, we were speaking about this, called New Orleans, and going through this Hurricane Katrina. I'll let the piece speak for itself. We know this place, for we have glanced more times than we'd like to share. into eyes that stare with nothing there behind them but an unfulfilled wish and an unconscious yearning for life. Though death rests comfortably beside us at night, their moans are louder. They come to visit the guards at the gate, and they stay until morning, torturing their guilt-written insides. The silent cries of the keepers are louder than the booms that come from the guns they use to occupy the space. And we know this place, for we have seen more times than we'd like to imagine bloated cadavers floating through waters of a city gone savage, foraging the land for what can be salvaged, but what can be saved when all is lost. It happened in August, 29 days in. We are now 5 days out of the only place we knew to call house and home. Few things are certain. 1, we have no food. 2, there are more bodies lying at the roadside than hot plates being distributed, or first aid being administered, or recognition as a citizen. 14th Amendment, X. Refugee, check. And we know this place. It's ever-changing, yet forever the same. Money and power and greed, the game. They suck and devour the souls of the slain. What a feast for the beast at their table of shame, with napkins round necks to catch the blood that drains from the flesh they chew. Oh, it's hell again, and we know this place, all too well. Dank with the smell of death and doom. It hovers, it smothers. No growth, no room, no pretty, no please. Just gray, just gloom. Just born me a hope, and it died too soon. Just jucking, just jiving, just living. Oh, we just fools, and we know this place is decked in all its array and splendor. Golden streets with good intentions capture our attention. Their gadgets and inventions pesticide the food supply. Flu-like symptoms, diabetic condition, a cancer in the system. Health on hold is a pistol to the temple. Go run to the churches. Tell Reverend it's simple. Good works and good deeds is what equals redemption. But tell me, please, Jesus never mentioned how the churchmen get extensions on freedom while children are being fondled from the altar to the streets, then back to the sanctuaries. It's kind of scary, ain't it, to know that both the prophet and the priest practice deceit, then come to the people and they claim peace, peace. They come to the people and they claim love, love. But where is the peace, Where is the love? Where is that balm in Gilead that can heal the wounded soul or make the half man whole? I swear we know this place, cause we have vowed before never again to return. But oh, here we are. We back in the desert, dry mouth and thirsting for waters from heaven. But come, come children, rally round, and maybe together we can make a sound that'll shake the trees or rattle the ground, make strong our knees. We the freedom bound, and we know this place. Reclaim the crown, hold on to the prize, never put it down. Be firm in the stance, no breaks, no bows. Gotta forward on mama, make your move now. Forward on babas, make your move now. Forward, dear children, cause freedom is right now.
You never know that so much people did that. You never know that so much people did that, don't they?
Right.
No, I mean, I'm not telling you have to go outside to listen to you. Come on, hear you like how everybody else hear you outside. So, because in there, so they have false sense of pride with a big box and that. Yeah. But yeah, say some serious things there. I mean, really, I mean, all right, most of them poems they write during the Katrina thing or is an ongoing thing with you. Tell me.
Yeah, so
I seem like Katrina have a profound.
Yeah, you know, with that, I think because you know when you've gone through that kind of shift, time, right, is kind of now how you tell time is before Katrina or after Katrina. You know what I mean? It's like BC and AD type of.
BK.
Yeah. That's what it is. Right. Yeah. So it's like that. So it definitely has a large effect because this wasn't just a paradigm shift for my life. It was a paradigm shift for all of New Orleans, New Orleans, and the entire country because now you're dealing with elements of people who have never been in certain cities that are now living in these cities that's making these changes. It was things that you did like on Mondays in New Orleans that was red beans and rice day, things like this. Tuesdays, you had spaghetti day.
Jamaica too. We have that in our old time, Jamaica.
Yeah, so when you go to another city and they don't have these things, you're like, what do we do? In New Orleans too, say for a funeral, these things this is like a celebration, it's a big band and things like this when
and they don't put the body under the ground.
No,
they put it on top of the ground.
Yeah, on top of the ground or in a wall. So these are you have this element. You hear the sound first, they come out and then it's really solemn. And then, as soon as the body goes, wherever the body goes, whether the wall or, the ground, it's like a this is, So, it's these things that you had to, keep in mind, like, wow, now how do we celebrate now a funeral? How do we celebrate a birth? How do we celebrate a wedding or these kind of things? And then I can only imagine, when we go to these different cities, it's like, here they come, trying to, no, this is not our way, So, it's all of these things. So it's, so when it comes to the poetry, I'm moved to never, it has to be raised, it has to be brought up, especially because I was somewhere else and they said, you're still talking about Katrina. And it's like, wow, this is an amazing thing because when we're looking at the state of the educational system, when we're looking at, like we were speaking about earlier, this aspect of food, we're thinking about, this is a result of, what has happened. So, we have to keep that. We have to keep it at the forefront because there's still things that need to be done that's not being done, and still things that have to be addressed that's not being addressed. When we talk about this aspect of enslavement, nobody wants to go all the way back to slavery. Nobody wants to, talk about this. Nobody wants to talk about that kind of PTSD. That kind of post-traumatic slave syndrome. But
the problem is that they go way back to BC.
Yeah.
And cross and a man dying on the cross. I mean, slavery just that compared to the man dying on the cross.
Yeah.
Slavery is the other day.
Right. Right. It's the thing. So when we, especially, you thinking about the states and everything too. You're talking about Jim Crow. You're talking about, segregation and, all of these things that play a part. That for whatever reason, just like even with talking about Baltimore, here we are, and it's like, oh, it's burning, it's looting, and these criminals and thugs.
The Obama call them thugs.
Yeah, the criminals and thugs, but never once. We're talking about, these thugs that killed, this man and severed his spine. Never once were they thugs. Never once were they the criminals, So it's like, these police officers in this system, they do the killing while the people are on trial.
Yes. Yeah, that's really what is happening.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Them kill you and you go on trial.
The victim becomes now is, now I'm on trial, for my own life.
All right. You in Newton, Bobby Seale, all of them, man, you was part of that.
Bobby Seale.
Black Power, Black Panther vibes are the new Black Panther. Khalid Mohammed, tell me.
Yeah, now certainly I come through that school in a sense, but I certainly am not that age to be to move.
Because I hear you read a poem that's so graphic. You never read it a while ago, though.
No, I haven't done it yet. I didn't do it yet.
I hear you read that poem and I say,
Well, you know, because so one of the elders in New Orleans, Baba Malik, he you know, they were all Panthers. So I'm actually telling at the same time their story. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And you tell it like you were there. Actually.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know how I listen to you, though. Believe you me, though. It's like I sit on backstage and everything what you say. I can remember the topic. I can remember the lines. And it's not very often I sit down and listen word to word to a poet. Something already distract me and then somebody come distract me to look at it and listen to the data. Most I can take a picture. Take me picture, listen to what the data.
Right.
That's right. All right. So we're gonna continue the journey, the poetry of Sonny. I must ask you, Sonny sound like a name will come after. I don't know. You didn't have a next name other than Sonny, or that was your birth name?
That's my birth name.
Sonny.
Sonny, yeah.
S-O-N-N-I.
S-U-N-N-I.
S-U-N-N-I, Sonny.
Yeah, I was born on a Sunday.
Okay.
On a sunny day. My father wanted another son. And so
I didn't see the sun in you.
And so Sonny came. Then I was this big yellow child that just came about, and then, you know.
Look like a son.
That was it.
Okay, all right. So we know now. Sunorny Patterson. Back to Sunorny Patterson and our poetry. All right, hold on, Sonny. I get a directive here from this lady who stood on beside me, so may I tell you. She's listening to your poetry and is getting. She just told me a while ago said something jumping her when she hears you say certain things. So that is good.
Yeah.
Because usually she would have sleep.
Brothers and sisters, this is Janet. Join us with respect for our national anthem. Let us stand and defend this one. Peace and love.
Thank you.
Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Do our life what through countless. To our leaders, great defenders. From above, justice, truth, be us forever, Jamaica, land we love, Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica.
The time is 12 o'clock on the dot here, and you are listening to the Coaching Head. So we'll go forward to the sister now. Okay.
Bombs and hand grenades. We pour cayenne pepper around the perimeter of a building to keep the police dogs at bay. I'm the Panther party in a Desire housing projects in New Orleans. I'm a nigga turning a gun on the National Guards. Take a long, long look. I'm a cook in the kitchen asking the missus to taste the dinner. Take a long, long sip, cause death ain't always this good. It's eyes popping out they sockets. It's a lifeless body rocking backwards and forwards. It's a boy stabbed 47 times in front of the church house. It's a man 43 years old stuffing his penis in a 9-year-old girl's mouth. No, death don't always taste good. Just don't sound like something I wanna eat often. Often I hear them say, It was like a train came through the room, left mama so depressed she was unable to move until this one day. It was like a few months after the hurricane. Husband and child found the Trinity bloody in bed, his wife dead, and on the end table there was a letter that read, it said I couldn't stay here, not for 1 minute longer, and it made no sense for me to leave here alone, cause who would take care of my babies with their mama gone? I'm telling you, death ain't always good. It'll leave you fending for water and food. It'll riddle up your body in the Audubon ballroom. They'll El Hajj Malik El Shabazz you, crown you king, then dethrone you in a Lorraine hotel. They'll disfigure your body to where folk can't tell if you Emmett Till or not. Tell them, mama, keep that casket open. Let all the world see it ain't just burning in Mississippi. Hell is hot wherever you be, from the rooftop to the cell block. Step on up to the auction block and bend over. Touch your toes, show your teeth, lift her titties, examine his balls. Now this can damn near sound like a hip-hop song, but it's slavery at its peak, huh? It's a circus for all the freaks. They'll warn you caution. Can't afford the truth to leak, but we'll say blessed are the meek, and all the ones who make peace, and all the ones who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness. For we say theirs is the kingdom, earth is their inheritance. So no matter how treacherous, they'll try to trap us in them trenches. They'll dig deeper ditches, but all that matters is this. It's like, which side will we pick? Which path will we choose? It's either win or lose, cause death don't come in vain. Not for us to remain enslaved or our spirits to remain in cages. It comes so we might be courageous, to fulfill our obligation to our God in all creation, to stand in determination, able to look death straight in the face and say we made it, we made it, we made it, we made it.
Oh, Chubb, I tell you, man. I tell you. Wait, we can take a bridge and call we from up at the top of America, you know. Yeah, brethren.
Finally manifest from where I stand, oh my beloved sister. Lord, strength, light, and peace, and I am standing vertically with my fingertip touching the sky, bursting out and affecting even inanimate object. My beloved, we have a gift for you, and we just have to share it in this moment, just this moment. Listen.
Shit from the cradle to the grave. So many people lost their lives cause they misbehaved. So get the page, gotta be brave, gotta hold your own. Don't let this misconstrued world take control of your dome. I said it's like we at a standstill, rapidly moving, we can't stand still. Superfluous intellect get in the way of your thinking skills, clogging up your eyelids. Now you're blinded, binded by the bad-minded. Superstition, what you didn't know. Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back. When you dead, you really dead. Bring you back unless it's reincarnation. Different manifestations, personifications of a Christ-like nature. So we twice like nature, and we with the creators infinite in my zero, as above so below. Just to get the balance seems like such a challenge, but to overcome a challenge is a talent to be praised. Multiplying by my days, illuminate like sunrise, sun rays. Peep the arrays of the thoughts that I convey, higher ways of being, freeing the cycles of survival. Crabs in a barrel for the title, increasing rivals instead of embracing, replacing morals with allegations, which are integrity, readily, steadily, then go. How high, how low? Tell me cause I need to know, I need to know. So let me know, man, we moving, frequency wave proving, staying true to the movement, staying true to the inner, cause I was born a winner in a world full of sinners, where even the holy commit crimes. So never judge me for the way that I all gotta eat, I said we all gotta dine. So let's grind till the heat so hot that we can't endure it. I know a lot, but I need enough and that's for sure. So fill my cup up, I want more. Fill my cup up, I want more. Now I'm drunk off this knowledge. More shots, can't take enough of this knowledge. But no matter how much I gain, a fool I always will remain. So I said, His Imperial Majesty, I said I wish I could be more like you. Yeah, His Imperial Majesty, majesty. Oh yeah, I wish I could be more like you. You set the example, it's on me to follow through. And that's my life, but I need you to guide me through. To show me all the tricks from all the lies. To open up my eyes so when it's time it's no surprise. Oh yeah, you told me look within. You said everything you need is inside. Look within, look within. Oh yeah, you told me look within. You said the keys to the lock lay inside. Look within, look within.
No, tell me say about that. Tell me say about that, you know. Tell me say about that.
My beloved, this is your nephew, Buddha.
Tell me say about that.
That is Buddha, your nephew.
God's man. Oh, God's man. I tell you.
Yes, my beloved.
Rub.
Among us, Salawi, Sunny.
This boy play the hold on.
Moving up.
Abba. Hold on,
yes,
man.
my beloved.
Hold on, no, listen to me, I tell you, man.
Yes, divine one.
Buddha, Japan this poem festival next year.
Yeah.
Yes, beloved. It's overdue.
Buddha, Japan this poem festival next year.
It's overdue.
All right, so you can't talk to her now. Talk to her now. Talk to
beloved
her.
Sonny.
Yes.
You've injected me with the medicine from the infinite space. More light and more light and more joy in the celebration of this birth. Sonny, you're more than a son. You give us more vision, give us more clarity. And we're in the awareness of knowing the space of the I am. Let my words be few, but know me by my deeds.
Hey.
We love you, my beloved.
Oh, I love you too. I love you too.
Joy eternal. Thank you.
Give thanks,
Mutabaruka.
Give thanks.
You're more than cooked food. Thank you.
All right, give thanks.
That's big.
That's a bridget from all over the place. Trust me.
Oh, man, that's big.
And that was his son.
That was his son?
Yeah. I see the son where, you know, and he's so big now and he might chop. Trust me, he might chop Rasta. Believe me.
Give thanks for him.
He might chop.
Yeah.
All right, so it's where your cars, no? It's where your cars.
Yeah. That's it.
America ever called.
Look at that. We need it.
All right. Remember I was telling you about a sister from South Africa?
Yes.
I want to play one of our poems.
Please.
Yeah, because if I can find it, that's all.
After they fed off of your memory.
As I tell you, tour with her. She was 9 months pregnant when she had the tour. We do Cape Town, we do Durban, we do Johannesburg, we do Zimbabwe, we do Malawi. And everybody on the tour feels that she have a baby. And it's like about 15 poets that travel. You know, it's the largest contingent of poets that travel in Africa. And she, may I tell you, man, I mean, she performed for 1 hour and non-stop. She don't take no break in between words, nothing at all. She just go on, and trust me, I saw you did a go on up at this poem thing. Trust me, man. Anyway, we're going to give back the program now. We're going to give back the program. Yeah. We're going to give back the program. Okay.
This is a blues poem for my mama. So Faith ain't got no eyes, but she got long legs. That's probably why my mama stand proud. Look, Faith ain't got no eyes, but she got long legs. It gotta be why my mama don't cry. Look, even when daddy beat her, even when daddy cheat her, poor mama don't shed no tears. And even though he come home smelling like alcohol, poor mama don't have no fear. She take the keys to the car and hide them in the backyard, and that's when all the fussing start. He'd say, babe, where the keys, because I'm ready to leave, and that's when poor mama got caught. She looked into his eyes, it wasn't no surprise. He took the anger out on her face. A right jab to the nose and then a couple more. Blood all over the place. And so we sat on the bed, 'cause I was truly amazed. My daddy left us that day. He cared more about his liquor than me and my sister, but I really wanted daddy to stay. And so we prayed, and then my poor mama said that daddy had to go away. But after months he came home, he was sober and strong, and mama took him back again. He never raised his hand, 'cause if he did, he would land in a grave. That's what mama said. But how you stay there that long when you know he was wrong? She said you had to have a little faith, 'cause faith ain't got no eyes, but she got long legs. That's probably why my mama stand proud. Eyes, but she got long legs. It gotta be why my mama don't cry. It's gotta be why my mama don't cry. It's gotta be why my mama don't cry. And now he speaks of his dreams as if no one is listening, like mere whisperings in the wind, but I hear him. I see him searching the air for a piece of peace, or at least something more to hold on to. Because now what we hold on to are the same attitudes that allow our visions to slip through the slits between our fingers. And I guess that brings us back to that question of old, like, what is a dream deferred? I guess it's something like faith without works, or a truthful word left unspoken or unheard or unheeded or forgotten, about to rot in the corner. And by the time we realize this is what we have been wanting all along, it's too late. But I'm here to say it ain't never too late, 'cause while truth may change its, but changes its worth. It just wants us to come closer. Keep your hopes up. I know it's difficult, and especially when you feel you've given all you can give, and they say live and let live, but even that gets hard when dead men walk and darkness fills the eye, and the only light that's allowed to penetrate is the flame from a match to a joint laced with crack. And I can't rack my brain on how to bring you back. Daddy, I just pray that you sane enough to pick up your slack, and wherever you lacking, let divine remembrance fill those gaps. Like, don't you recall that throne you sat upon, king? Or don't you recall that queen you left behind before all these feathers invaded your mind? Before this dullness took over your life, you were divine. Remember, I still bring offerings to your temple. I still bear sacred food for you, because I know that you are much greater than the obstacles you go through. And I will tell them who may not believe, please don't weep. I will tell them not. And you'll be home, transformed, reborn, like a bright and lustrous sun rising on the eastern horizon, as intense as the noontime, and you will shine like forever in my eyes, with your eyes, Daddy, your eyes. Be ye not blinded by the vices that reside. Be ye not blinded by the voices that lie, for you have been endowed with the power of the Most High. Papa, regain your glory. Let shine your light. Let love it lead you, and remember your plight, for divine remembrance is heavenly sight, and you are a God. Don't you remember? Excuse me.
You want some water?
Yeah, you know, my father, listen, my father, I don't know how, I don't know now. My mother is a strong woman, because I probably would have left my father.
Long time ago.
Give thanks though for togetherness, you know. Give thanks for
so where is he now?
Look, they're still together there in Houston. Yeah, they get on each other's nerves all day. They just called, as I was in here, they just called. I told them.
Oh, yes?
Listen, I just told them several times. I said, I told y'all I'm doing, you know, I'm doing the radio. They don't care though. They don't care.
It's not put them on the radio, man.
Look, that's what I need to do, you know.
Yeah, but it's not put them on the radio.
They are a trip, man. You know, they I don't know what to say about them.
But them still together.
Still together.
No matter how them are going at the house.
Still together.
Yeah.
They've been together since '69.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my father. Yeah, he's a trip. The thing about it is, before Hurricane Katrina, my father was clean and sober for 17 years. After Hurricane Katrina, that went out of the window. So we watched him go to maybe about 5 different rehabs, and it was still this issue of these drugs and everything, and this is the thing, I guess you could say, that we're dealing with this kind of destruction. It's not just about rebuilding houses. It's about how do you rebuild a spirit. How do you rebuild a man in the process? How do you rebuild this woman? How do you get yourself back together? How do you put back together the pieces of your heart, the pieces of your spirit, the pieces of your soul, So, watching him go through that process, and watching my mother go through, and just all of the family in general, go through that process and try to hold the person up in the midst of that, when you're dealing with this aspect of addiction, how it's a yeah, it's everything for the family, because then you have a issue where you have to be sure that you're not sidestepping the sobriety, So you have and this is the case, I think, with whether you've gone, whatever your hurricane is, it could be, we all have these issues in life, you know what I mean? So, again, I keep saying, as far as to not sidestep the sobriety, because you see now you're dealing with this quote unquote addict who was out, will go on these binges and things like this, and now they get sober and they have an opinion, right? And because they're human, you know what I mean? They have an opinion, they get it better and stronger, and it's not like I'm not out of my mind. No, So here the people who, are because even sobriety is.
So how long this happening now, Tim? How long?
So he's, give thanks. He is much better now, but this has been a process since I mean, at least within 5 years or so now. He's much better, and he, I can say his story because he will not hesitate to say his story. My father is one of those people. He's both my father and mother. They give. They're givers, And my father, he'll say all the time, if he I heard him say, this was when he was at a low, and I heard him say, if I'm at the bottom, I can at least I can lift someone else up. At least, you know what I'm saying? So I like that about him. I appreciate the fact that he.
Obviously, make the stumbling block a stepping stone now.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. Then he watches so many movies, so he's like, you in Kingston? You know what happens in Kingston?
Come like me.
Yeah. I'm like that. It's not Mark. It's not the movies.
Yeah, a little biography there. I keep saying Sanya is Sonny.
Yeah.
Sonny. I keep saying Sanya. Sonny. We can hear this call answer. Yes, blessed.
Infinite blessings.
Blessed man.
Night, Sonny.
Good night, good brother.
I need to ask that question, but before I ask that question, I just need to applaud the substance of the festival on Sunday and the value that was added to it when one Sunorny Patterson went on stage.
What a blessing.
Because I don't claim to be a connoisseur of poetry like Mr. Mutabaruka, but
actually I'm a poet.
Yeah, I know you're a poet as well.
Not a connoisseur. I am a poet. I'm not a connoisseur.
But I listened deep, and that's what I do. And I, as you said,
one of the definition of word is reflection as well as action. And I noticed the ability to stir emotions within the audience. And I noticed, I'm just hearing for the first time that you do Tai Chi. The connection with your discipline in breathing, which now pushes out that healthy energization, which is transferred to your audience. And your own journey, which has caused you to articulate these different experiences. It leads me to ask you a question, because I found out just recently that your host is, in the Chinese, is an astrology, a dragon. And I need to find out which month you're born. That's the first thing. And what day in the month. You say, which host is a dragon? Which one? Alan who? Is a dragon? Yeah. Not a rat? By the no, you're born in 26th of December. Yeah, I know you're the 26th of December, but it's 1952. 52. Yeah, that's a dragon. Okay. I am the rat. Bongo Jerry is also a rat. Oh, he's a rat. Yeah. Okay, all right, sir. Continue, yeah, but I just need to know what Sonny is, because it speaks to your ability to bring the emotions from the life experiences into action words. Yeah. So go ahead, Sonny.
So I March 11th.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa, look at now. Look at now. Look at now.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter and my wife, in the same, one of my daughters, I should say, in the same March.
Yeah.
Right, that's all. One at 5th, one at 12th. You are the 11th.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, the 11th.
And I'm the 3rd.
You're March?
That's right, yeah.
Huh.
All right, sir.
That's it. Here's the Pisces. Now I think I'm a goat, but
no. What year? You don't have to tell all the people them, all the ganja man them. Inner St. Agnes is invited to this meeting Sunday at Bamboo Primary and Junior High School. We want to hear the others of this poem, Words and Agrofest. They want to thank Goblin Hill Hotel for hosting Sunorny Patterson, her daughter, and our management.
Oh man, it was great.
Yeah,
Goblin Hill is all right, and everybody that worked there, Miss Shirley. Yeah, everybody. It was a beautiful space. Yeah, beautiful space.
Yeah, man. That's why I enjoy yourself in Jamaica, though. It look like you enjoy yourself.
Listen, I'm ready to come back already.
And you come here now to come and talk to more people outside of Jamaica, listen to Katrina inside of Jamaica. So you know, so when you talk about this program right now, it's like gone out there. But yeah, why not come back? Of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come back for your work, come back, you know, come back. You know?
Yeah.
So you just say you want to come back, you're going to come back.
That's it.
Yes. You put it out in the area. All right. So we'll continue the journey. Yeah.
They wanted her piecemealed, paper mached, practically broken, limp-like, and loveless, a litany of exaggeration. They wanted her low and high, flat and wide, filled with all of their empty. They wanted her to be more like them, not knowing that her conception was immaculate, that she was birthed in sandalwood-scented river water, sweet sapphire, honey-touched tongue. She was too much of a mouthful for the greedy. Just a small amount of her was more than they could stand, or they wanted her bland and barren, unspirited, un-African, uncultured, under siege in the streets. They wanted her face down, ass up, handcuffed and ankles strapped. They wanted her knowing she would never want them back. Oh, they wanted her holy, baptized in her divine. They wanted her secrets, pearls to swine. They wanted to unravel the mystery of her design. Fascinated by glory, hypnotized by her kind. They wanted her complete. They wanted her whole, though they came fraction, half-hearted, half-soul, with no regards and no knowledge as to who she really was. Oh, but if they knew, praise songs would rain from the clouds of their eyes, clearing the vision, bathing the heart. They would bow every time they saw her, be their best selves when she was around, knowing that to want her is to love her, and anything else would be a crime. Oh, if they knew her, knew she was the glue to their revolution, the life flow of blood through their veins. If they knew her, she would know. There's a bunch on my mind. I feel like doing, I do a little hip hop and all of this type of stuff too. So I feel like doing all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Maybe let's see.
Mm-hmm. You have any CDs out or book?
Yeah, so I have some CDs. I don't have any.
You don't have any here?
But no, I don't have any here. Okay. But you can get them through a website, sunnypatterson.com. One is called Porch Prophecies. Another was Ofo Ashe, Words of Power. Yeah, and those are the two. They are. Yeah, they're there.
Who produced them? You they have music on it?
Yeah, some music. It's music on there. So it's a brother of mine, Wali Zen, with Trickle Down Entertainment. He produced a lot of the. One is a cappella. The Ofo Ashe one is a cappella. And for a while I stopped selling them. It was just stuff we needed to do, and it was so much a movement, and it was just a lot going on. But Trickle Down Entertainment, he produced some of the things that I'm working on now. He produced some of those songs along with another brother. His name is Wonder. Another brother, that I tend to work with. It's a trip because it's one a rapper who is so not like me, what I do, but it's funny because speaking of South Africa, one of the songs that we worked on, it's myself, another singer. Her name is Chrisette Michelle. And this brother, his name is he goes by the name of 2 Chainz. And it's always funny. People laugh because he's so this hood ghetto rapper and everything. But it's one of those that anytime he calls to do something, I don't hesitate to do it. So now the CD that I'm working on now is it's kind of slow. I don't want to say slow coming, but it's steeping just because I've been moving around. Moving around a good bit. So when I get to record, I do. So it's a lot. It's a lot that I'm.
You know Sarah Jones?
No.
You don't know Sarah Jones?
No. Okay.
That's a sister what I like come to Jamaica too. Why so much sister I like come to Jamaica? It's unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue. I mean, what you know, it's your show.
Gotcha.
So you do what you want to do. It's your thing.
Got it.
You got to do what you want to do. I can't tell you what to talk it to. You understand?
Let's see. I almost feel like we need maybe an instrumental. You got something.
You want a little instrumental?
Let's see what we can do. Yeah.
What, like blues, jazz, or a little jazz?
I don't know. A little something we could. Reggae, something, it don't matter. All right.
Make take this online.
Shop home and things for big savings. Your construction finishes store. Lowest price guarantee. Get everything you need to live your style
and she said she wants a rhythm. So here goes dub style.
couple places. Thinking about Baltimore. Thinking about Ferguson. Thinking about Florida. So many places. So many faces. So many spaces. All one, all the same. I remember being asked something as during the interview. They asked me if I have written anything new, considering everything that's been going on in the States, everything going on around the world. Have you written anything new? And I was amazed by that, because maybe if it was a new thing going on, I would probably have something new to say. Maybe if the destruction wasn't the same. Maybe if it wasn't the same kind of game. Maybe if it wasn't the same kind of mind trick. It wasn't the same politics. Maybe it would be something different. But we can only give them the same markers. We can only give them the same Martin. We can only give them the same Malcolm. We can only give them the same Harriet. We can only give them the same Ida B. Wells, considering they're still the same lynchings. We can only give them the same David Walker. We can only give them the same Frantz Fanon. We can only give them the same Cabral, the same Lumumba, the same Biko, the same Ya Santewa. I don't know what new can be said. I wish it was something new. Maybe we come together from far and wide, wherever we are. Hone the energy in. Breathe in together. Breathe out together. Believe within ourselves that there are changes that can be made and changes that should be made. And believe that they can be done because we can do it. That's something very independent of the system. Something independent of the same politics that they give. Something very independent. The brother Rastakura said during this poem festival, he spoke very, very beautifully about the seed, the beauty of growing this food, and what that looks like. I know for certain that it makes a person different to feel soil between their fingers, to know what it's like to taste something that's grown from your own soil, to know what it's like to put your energy, to put your thought, to grow something that you thought. How wonderful is that? How wonderful is it to be just like a plant? You know, if we didn't know any better, just as a plant grows, when we see something like a cucumber or a bean, you know, the beauty of this thing is that it has these beautiful, beautiful flowers that grow first. And if we didn't know any better, we would be just satisfied with the flowers because they were so beautiful. But here it comes. A little while later, the flower begins to die, right? And if we don't know any better, we think that that's the end. Until you start to see this fruit come. And then it's like, wow. We move from it being something that's just seen and beautiful to something now that is useful and good. How beautiful is that? That is our movement. Let us be useful. Let us be good. Let us be fruit. Good fruit. Good fruit. I'm reminded of so many people and so many words. So many of our ancestors. So many that came before us who spoke of these terms. We honor them. We honor them. Children, I heard an elder say, when we honor our ancestors, we're thinking we're just honoring those of the past, but we're actually honoring our ancestors. We're honoring past, present, and future. So what does that mean? That not only are we honoring them who've gone before, but in honoring ourselves in this moment, right now, as we are, who we are, these growing, beautiful, brilliant beings, and these beautiful babies that are coming forward. All of the children that we see around us, giving thanks for their potential, giving thanks for what, not only what they will become, but what they are right now, the beautiful gifts that they are. Even as I say it, I'm thinking about my own children. Giving thanks. To instill in them a spirit of fearlessness, of love, of hope. Hope, something so precious. Hope is not for the coward, you know. It only takes a brave one to hope. It takes bravery to have hope. It takes courage to instill in our babies that they are great from the beginning. That when they see themselves, they see divinity, they see joy, they see love, they see goodness. They see culture. May they know culture. May they know justice. May they know freedom. And know how to preserve it. May they know how to cook the right foods. May their palates develop a taste for what is right. Develop a taste for what is just. A taste for what is lovely. And the truth is that it's not too far-fetched. Even in the midst of all the destruction. Even in the midst of all of the everything that's going on. Everything in the world. We have an earthquake in Nepal. You got riots in Baltimore. Even in the midst. There's still something that keeps us firm. There's still a foundation. There's still spirit. There's still God even in the midst. How to tap into that space. That's when we're reminded. Even right now I'm reminded of a song. I'm thinking of my grandmother. And she would always tell us, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures and leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. Leads me down paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff. You know the rest, I mean, you know. I'm reminded. Give thanks.
Futsal is the fastest football game format in the world. And
so we're going to take some call, you know, but you me a one, you know. We have a sister in the studio here with me, and it's that topic that we depend. It's she we talk to, it's poetry we talk about. We don't want a boasting tone man call me right now and start to stress my brains right now. Right? Understand? I keep saying that. I don't want any boasting man call me and now and distress the thing and carry the conversation gone way over there, so I'm going to lock on off. You understand? Don't disrespect the sister. We're talking about poetry. We're talking about activism. And we just attack. I don't want nothing to come disturb up the thing now. You understand? It's poetry we work with writers or now. Okay. Technique. You know, say, people always ask me about good poem and bad poem. And I always tell them, say, it's a creative consciousness to write poetry. It's not something where you go study. You know, I don't know, you go study poems. I study how to write poetry. It coming from a consciousness, a creative mind. You know. You ever anybody come up with them things about them want to learn how to write poetry? Where about that idea there?
All the time. All the time. You know, it's workshops and everything else about the process. You know, and of course there's technical, you know, the couplet, the A-B, the haiku, you know, and all of these kind of things.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
You have to tell me what you're talking about.
So, you know,
I don't know, you have to tell me what the A-B, I-D and all.
Yeah, you know, all
what
of
is that?
Those techniques, and they'll say, well, you know, the couplet, things that rhyme, you know, the haiku, 17 syllables, and, you know, it's a poem, you know, 575, you know, the lines.
That's all like music you're right now.
Yeah, all of those kind of things. But you know, we know poetry as life. You know, you speak it, you do it. How it comes. It's an organic movement. It's not always you know, it's not always it's not always that the technical part. You know,
it's not a learned behavior.
Yeah, you know, because you know you have people that write great poems. But then the question for me is always, but do I believe you? You know, it's like, yeah, that's a great, it's beautifully written, it's great.
Yes.
But I'm into, you know, the holistic aspect of what this piece is and what it represents.
Yes.
So it is do I believe you? You know, do I believe that this is you? Do I believe what you're saying? You know, is it something that I can move? But considering, you know, that's always been an age-old question, I guess, especially in the States, which is, does the poet have the right, or should the poet or this artist, you know, be the social activist?
Yes.
You know, and for me, it's yes. I mean, that's.
You think artists should take responsibility?
Well, I think that
in the community. I mean,
I think that you automatically you're put in a position when this thing is here.
Yeah, the microphone.
Yeah. You know, this is something that's blaring and blasting all over. You know. So I'm, you know, and certainly that's an ideal thing, of course, where it's like, well, yeah, I think, you know, we should.
That is where that is where you move from the realms of just being a poet to what we just now call activism.
Yeah.
Where the artist must not just appear to be visualizing things, but move it from the word. We just mentioned, you just describe the word, the meaning of word from
the reflection
from reflection to
the action part. Yeah.
That is really what, and a lot of people tend to make it just tier one place and don't move it.
Yeah, well, but you know, like you know, my grandmother and everybody taught, how you do one thing is how you do everything. You know, so this is how we move through life quite often. You know, we So it's about, again, capturing this holistic essence of what it is that we put forward. You know, knowing that this thing is being carried. You know, like so. You know, Baba Muta. You know, with your pieces. You know, this poem is beyond. Now it's a whole, you know, it's a whole festival. You understand what I'm saying? This is not just like a poem. You know what I mean? This is a movement. You know, you know, when we know that, you know, our works and or our words become works. You know, then we tend to move a different kind of way. You know.
Okay. Yeah, blessed.
Yeah, Mr. Mutabaruka.
Yes, sir.
This is why they put all the country black shop money, yeah?
Alright, so, you know, man, where you up so late?
Yeah, man, both of me listen to you every night, you know, man, I read that African man, they listen to you.
Yeah, but, you know, you really have a problem in the background, they do.
I don't stop listening to you, man.
Stop listening to your radio. You listen to your radio. Turn on your radio. You're dead, man.
Let me turn off the radio, man.
Them bridges, you don't know, say they call radio. Hey, you want to know?
Yeah.
How much time you going to say these things? Anytime you call radio teacher, you talk. Watch out, I can't hear you. Believe you me, I can't take my ears, bridges. I know say you come from Black Chapel Island today, but anytime when you call the radio station, how much time a man, I announce, I have to tell you now, turn down the damn radio from the back. Because it make you listen when you hear what is on the radio. It's like 8 seconds gone. So you hear something we done say already. And you're gonna feel say, it does a command. So don't listen to your radio when you call a radio station. It is confusing, it is crazy, and it is just showing that maybe ignorance is not bliss. Okay. So we just want you to know that. Turn down your radio. See, they have to cut you out because you do that. And they tell me, say, you go turn down the radio, and all you turn it down to the point where you can't still hear it and listen to what you are saying. Jamaican people want to hear themselves. You want to hear yourself on the radio when you talk on the phone. Wow. It's like you try overtake a man and him try press him gas. Him say you overtake him, him say you come over upon the right side, overtake him, and it's like him don't start pressing gas. Why not just slow down and make you pass him? It's like him want you crash. It's not like him want you stay over the lane there and make something else come and lick you. When him just slow down, him just don't want you overtake him. And the same way with these people, they want to hear themselves on the radio and confuse up the whole thing. So let me take and talk about that. And that Mr. Me never want to know. No big boat stone man come disturb the thing. Okay. Alright. Singing. I know they say you don't do a lot of singing though, even though them put say you're a singer.
Yeah, when I'm in the mood.
When you're in the mood, you sing.
Right. I do whatever.
But you're hardly in the mood for sing though.
Hey, I don't know.
Which one you think? Which one you think? In your estimation, which one you think touch somebody more? I mean, faster, quicker, and more effective. Which one you think in your estimation? Singing or doing the poem?
For me.
Yes. From your perspective.
From
when you sing or when you read a poem, which one you think connect more to the people?
A poem.
And then the next question I'm going to ask is why? Why you say that?
Probably for me because I can easily I can navigate a poem a bit easier than a song. Yeah, I can navigate a poem a bit easier than I can a song. Sometimes with a song, I'm more I'm concerned about the style of it, the rhyme of it,
the meter,
all of those kind of things. And if it sounds, all right today, did I get enough? Sleep or something. Does my voice sound good? I'm a bit more. I think. I'm a bit more. I'm more confident. Yeah. I can say with the
poetry.
With poetry. So
Yes, greetings, Muta.
Blessed.
Yeah, man, good night. Bless up, Mama Sonny. What's up? It's Caramanti. Hey, what's up, man? Bless. All right, I just want to call for two reasons. Number one, to send you some love. And then number two, I thought I had all your poems. But this one that Muta is talking about, the Black Panther poem, is it possible you could do that on air? Or I don't know if Muta is going to allow you any more time to do it.
Chap, what time, man?
So the one he's talking about, I think that's I did the what was that? The We Made It. That was the one he was.
Oh, that's what he called the Black Panther poem.
Well, because it starts out with the I'm from a stock that pitch cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. All right. Well, bless up. I'm enjoying the show, you know?
Give thanks.
Yeah, give thanks. So wait now. Why not keep secret from you? Oh, Caramanti, all this.
No, man, because my interviewer for a magazine before.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, so we even spoke earlier and things like that. So I'm up and listening and tuning right now.
All right, give thanks.
All right, yeah, man, bless up.
Yes, give thanks.
Peace, my sis. Yeah, you know, we met. Oh, I'm saying we met, but for the magazine. So I was interviewed for that magazine. I guess maybe a month or so. I don't know if it was a month or so ago.
Before you came?
It was before I came.
Okay.
And it was before everything was, before I knew I was coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, that was, that was a big blessing. Yeah, she's a wonderful sister. We had a wonderful, you know, interview. I think we wound up staying on the phone way too long, way past, you know, interview time or, you know, whatever.
So I'm going to ask you now, you travel outside America and perform?
I have. So, well, recently, the recent place I was in Holland, just maybe a couple weeks ago. So that was good. Amsterdam, Rotterdam, another city.
Explain the experience then.
You know,
I was the first time I got to Europe for perform. This is not a new thing for you.
Well, yeah, that was new for me. Being in Amsterdam and everything, you know, that whole process. You know, it was something because what I had to do there was again this aspect of this workshop. Which was very good. An exercise that I do quite often in the workshop is we always sit in a circle, and so one exercise is that you know, it says that where you across from, whoever is directly across from you in the circle is like your, you know, this double of yours. So you know, we kind of partner up, and one exercise is that you have to look eye to eye, and you can't look away until you see yourself, your reflection in this person's eyes, right?
Oh,
and this is when
you come out from here, I'll tell you something. Remind me about that thing the way you just said a while ago.
Okay.
And when you come out from here, I'll tell you something.
Okay. So that process is something big, because, you know, it's people like, look, I don't do the eye to eye thing. This is not my thing. This is, you know, so, you know, it's always an interesting dynamic with that. But, you know, the exercise is to, we're basically doing it from a perspective of, you know, if I don't see myself in you, then
to see the goodness in
you
have to see the goodness in yourself.
That and then if we're doing when it comes down to doing this, you know, just basic consideration, you know, basic treating. You know, like the golden rule, they say, you know, you know, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But if I don't see myself in you, if I don't see you as me, then certainly I'm not going to care how I treat you. You know, or I don't care about myself. You know, so we do this whole, you know, this process, and then from there you write. Whether it's however it comes out, I don't dictate if it should be a poem or a letter or whatever.
Creative mind, or express yourself.
Yeah, so however it comes, whatever is your thing. So, you know, what was beautiful is that I don't know Dutch, you know, so to hear these pieces, but I know what I feel. I know, you know, when you hear something, you might not know the language, but you know the energy of it, you know. So to not know the language, but to know the people and to know, you know, what has been going, you know, what is being said is always a beautiful thing. So that was something that was good to see. And then it was good, you know, when dealing with, you know, to say certain pieces in that space when you're dealing with, you know, we like to rouse things up a bit, you know. We're dealing with enslavement and the Dutch, and you know, we like those kind of things. That was very good. So I had a good time. I look forward to going back.
So you never been to England?
Never been.
Never been to England.
Never been.
Never been to Africa.
I've been to Africa.
Where?
I've been to West Africa, Ghana, Togo, Benin.
Okay, real poetry.
Yeah, so there I did the Panther Fest.
Okay.
There, so that was a great experience. So I look forward to going back there too.
You know, poetry is very much alive in Nigeria and South Africa. Very, 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 very alive. You know, I can tell you that. Believe me, I was on a poetry show with 80 poets.
80 poets.
Yeah, 80 poets. Believe you me, 80.
Yeah.
Poet like a dancer, it's like a sting show. In Jamaica. Poet after poet after poet, and the place cocked, you know.
Yeah.
Like enough people, you know.
Yeah.
And they just like poets after poets, and you know, so.
Right.
And I tell you, you know, when you think they never get drowsy, some poet just come and lick you back, move for you to wake up, you know. Yeah, man. Continent, no, me tell them to not listen to the radio, them and listen to themselves. Not saying anything. All right, your chance gone. All right, you know, so we will be back here at 2 o'clock. Yes, this is Thursday. We'll be back here with the Stepping Razor, the art of war. From 2 to 5:45, we will be here. You know, there's total different thing I will go on another day. We have a little special treat who have touched tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but today. All right. You have something? You have anything lined up at the moment? No, I mean, when you go back to New Orleans, do you have anything? So like you're going to go back out again? You're going to New York, Houston? I'm sitting for a couple weeks, which is good because it's been like non-stop since you've been all over America doing whole heap of things. And then you know it's me and then the children and then, you know it'll be. I never ever tell the people them say you had your little daughter on stage with you. Your little daughter was searching for the light. There was a light that's going round on the stage and she was trying to catch the light. Yes, nice little lady, man. Yeah, she's something. Yeah, she's something else. You know, both of them. It's something. You know, I watch them because sometimes it's a lot of movement. You know. Yeah. And just being a mother, you know, you tend to get like, hey, you know, I need to, you know, certainly we know to, you know, hone things in, you know, of course, and do the mothering and nurturing, but, you know, sometimes you have to remind them and remind yourself, like, listen, you chose this life. You know, you chose me as a mama, you know? So, one year is?
So she's 16 months.
16 months?
Yeah.
You know, you're the second woman as to carry a baby on stage. Yeah, and Lanix poetry, you know, they do it, you know. Yeah, carry her baby on stage. I was saying that for me.
Yeah, she's there normally.
I don't know. It have a feel, you know. You may not know, but it have a feel. Yeah, having your baby there and give thanks that she never met no nice. Yeah. Because then no moon seat as funny. Yeah. But she was just there, and then when you put her down on the ground, it's like she was just there. You know, it's like. Yeah, that is sweet. Trust me, that was really sweet. Yes. Cutting edge.
Yes, greetings, Mutabaruka.
Yeah, blessed man.
Yeah, man. Enjoying the Empress, you know.
Yeah, give thanks.
Oh, give thanks.
Yeah, man, give thanks, Empress. Good for you, them right sound there, you know.
Give thanks.
Yes, Muta.
Yeah, man. What I call for doctor is to actually share some information about the Nayabingi to be held at Malvern on the 25th. You know, to celebrate African Liberation Day. Obviously, the forming of the African Organization of African Unity on his majesty, along with Nkrumah, organized the leaders in Africa to form a political union to liberate Africa, you know. So we were keeping the celebration at the Malvern Nayabingi Center on the 25th.
That is St. Elizabeth. Yeah. Tell them St. Elizabeth. I hope people don't know it's Malvern. Yeah.
Near where them have Hampton and Manu and Bethlehem.
Yeah, that school there, yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, the Rastas in the area are preparing for the event, you know. You know, doing some works on the grounds and things. You know, Ras Earthquake leading the charge. You know, asking for the ones in the area to come in and give some strength. You know, those who want to give a financial contribution towards the whole thing. There's a Nova Scotia account for the Malvern Nayabingi Center. It's called Theocratic Reign Order of Nayabingi Santa Cruz. Alright, the number is 822199. You know. Yeah, man. Muta there's something I said one time I call where I not once pick up, but you know, a concern no for ones them from Jamaica keep on traveling to Africa and you know, we have our brothers and sisters there. You know, we still feel the Jamaican army need to organize, join up with the African Union.
With Jamaican army, with Jamaican army.
Effort.
With Jamaican army at
yes,
that. Which Jamaican
army, man?
You mean the Jamaica Defense Force?
Yes, man. The soldier, Rasta.
Yeah, go and believe that, though. Go on. You have faith, though. You have faith.
Rasta, man. All the people, if you are the soldier, that's your thing. You know, we fight war, and right now we have people at war with Africans.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and all them, you know, it's something where it needs to be dealt with, and I feel that the soldiers, them in the African countries, want to come together serious and deal with this thing, you know.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, give praises.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Yes. Okay. We get diverted again, but I saw it go. A good diversion.
We need those.
Yeah. All right. We let's talk about traveling and the idea of poetry in our space where music play. For instance, a festival where is a music festival and then a poet.
Yeah.
Right at the middle of the whole heap of music are nice. A poet just come on, him one to stand up on the stage and read. You ever find yourself in a situation like that in America?
Yeah.
Where there's a musical poet and then you know have to come now. When a man does make the whole place and dance and shout, them just put you on right at the middle light and then you have to just know.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I've been in that situation, but you know, again, it's almost like harnessing. You got to call on another kind of, you know, element to come and bring it in, because it is a responsibility that you have to kind of bring, you know, bring the energy in. You know, you got to kind of bring the people in. You know what I mean? Because everything is so, you know, with the music, everything is so out, you know. So being able to, you know, and respect that, and respecting the process that, you know, it is an outward piece, and allowing and giving people the time to be able to, you know, come in and gather. You know what I mean?
You know, there was a time when I kind of almost scared. Come here and say, right, today means after all them people they jump up and down and dance, you know. One people just go sit up on the stage in front of like thousands of people and I say these words. And then, you know, confidence in yourself is one thing, though, you know. Me I tell you, you know, Marcus Garvey say, if you have no confidence in yourself, you are twice defeated. But with confidence, you know, that is my mantra, you know. I say, no, what is it that would make them people there not listen to what I say and move them body to something where them not listen to? You know, because when them move them body, them hardly listen, you know. And I come now to make them listen and stop move them body. So I used to kind of get scared. And then I keep recognizing that it's a confidence. You need to develop in front of like 10,000 people. You stand up in front of 5,000 people. That's big. You just company. That's big. You just company, you just stand up so. And then say, ladies and gentlemen, Mutabaruka, you come up now. And you start to chant your poem them and you realize, but wait, what am I afraid of? You know, like, I get scared. Foolish me that scared. I say, from I realize, cause one time, you know, me never did want tour without band, you know. You know, come use the tour with a band. Like most of my life, touring is band me touring. It's band, right. And then in the mix of the performance, would I do like a cappella thing, so I wouldn't have the band. But over a period of time, I find myself a tour more without the music. So you have to know, develop a different attitude. To confront these thousands of people in front of you. And me I tell you, right now, I feel quite comfortable touring just by myself. And I have been doing for a long time, touring by myself. And the musician, them must vex with me, but I don't care. I don't care. But it's heavy. Yeah, man, it's heavy. And I think poet have a different kind of vibration, move, for really move people. With just word. Like sister was sitting a while ago and she listened to you and she started to get you know, I don't remember what she say and I said, this is a sister we don't usually listen. She had the computer and listen, wait for the advertisement and tell me say, look at time for the advertisement. So the word, you know, the word is something where devastate you or lift you up. And a whole heap of that about the artist's role. I don't think a whole heap of artists keep saying enough them not enough for them responsibility. Them not grown up picking at the parents' responsibility. But if you are bombard this thing in front of your name, the microphone, with words, and the words them go out there technologically advanced and create imprint on the people in mind. Why you say you never have no influence? Why not influence there?
No, I think we say things like that because we're not fully understanding that word, like we were saying, as far as word becoming work, you know, and really taking shape and form and having breath and life and everything else, just based upon, you know, what it is that we're saying, the vibration that, you know, things that's moving, you know, so we say something like that. No, I don't have the responsibility. Of course you do. Of course you have responsibility. That you're dumb. And artists must understand the power of intention. What is your intention when you write, or when you paint, or when you draw, or when you sculpt? You know, there's an intention. All the time. You know, so you know, I don't like hear it. I don't like hear artists that say them not responsible for nothing. You know, it's like one to the parents should not bring up the children. Sometimes the youth hear you more than the parents. You know, all the time. You know, it's quite often. You know, I mean, we. It's something I read. It said that you know, sometimes you need a poem more than you need food. You know, so when it's something like that, and everybody knows that if you're feeling down, you put on music. You feeling up, you put on music. You know what I mean? Or you're putting on something that you know is going to speak to
you. Of course.
So certainly, you know, there's a responsibility. Even if we look at, if we even want to be super technical and break the word up, responsibility, our ability to respond. So how do we respond to a thing? You know, and that's what the whole thing is about. You know, and we absolutely have that, you know, responsibility.
This is a sister I met at the Def Jam. I know it was on Def Jam too.
Yep.
Def Poetry Jam. Right? This is a sister I met at the Def Jam, and she gave me a CD, and from them time until now, I still play this poem.
Dear Hip Hop, I'm writing to inform you I'm going to have to end our relationship. I know in the beginning I was down to work them hips, but I was tricked. Seduced by your beat. See, you had me for 3 minutes and 46 seconds. I was suspended in time, but when I snapped out of it, I had to ask, did I hear what I thought I did in that last rhyme? Now forgive me. Maybe I'm getting old, or maybe I'm just slow, because I didn't even know you could say bitch on the radio. But I was entranced by that beat I heard somewhere before. Oh, I remember that was the old, or maybe I'm just slow, because I didn't even know you could say bitch on the radio. But I was entranced by that beat I heard somewhere before. Oh, I remember that was the original score. Now, unless I'm dreaming, I could have swore. Right after you called me a bitch, you called someone else a whore. And at this point, I'm trying to process a few things. What were the original words to that song? And you want me to do what with my thong? And I'm tripping because nobody's acting like anything is wrong. After all, the anthem for the new millennium was Big Pimpin'. And it all seems a bit surreal because when I was dancing around, I didn't know the damage my soul was going to feel. And there are times I am still compelled to move, but I swear to you, it's that old school groove that's playing above the lyrics, because if the music wasn't there, I definitely wouldn't hear it. I thought hip-hop was supposed to be a means of poetically expressing yourself, but it seems these days you'd say anything to get your CDs off the shelf, so let's toast with champagne and blunts to your health. But first, tell me why. Every other video, brother's gotta be a gigolo. And you show your respect by pouring beer for the homie who's dead and then pour the rest of that 40 over some female's head. And what's crazier than that is she doesn't seem to mind, but if you look past her ass, deep into her eyes, you just might find a hint of surprise because she didn't realize that the camera shot was going to be between her thighs. And she furthers the lie as she tries to deny, pretending like it's okay, that she just gave a piece of her self-esteem away. And it aired 9 times on MTV today. And all of that for little to no pay, but he's a hustler, baby, and he told you so. And when he's through, you're a video hoe. And I'm trying to make it in this business, so I've actually stood in those high-heel shoes, you know? And now when I go to the club, I see a sea of young women with fake diamonds bouncing around their waist, too little clothes on her body, and too much makeup on her face, screaming, underlay, underlay, mommy, E-I, E-I, uh-oh. Were you that hoe? Was I that hoe? Or do we need to spiritually grow? Does anybody know what EI stands for anyway? Is it eternally imprinting, exaggerated ignorance, or exploiting innocence while extremely intoxicated? I'm starting to think this hip-hop thing has become way overrated, and you dedicated an entire song to how fast my ass is shaking? Tossing around money that you really ain't making? Didn't I see you on court TV, accused of raping? But I'm the one hating. Well, maybe I am, because somebody needs to speak up on behalf of the woman. So, no, you can't see my thong. No, I won't back my thing up. No, you can't big pimp me into buying your CD. It takes a king and a queen to create a real dynasty. Why don't you set your mind free? Why don't you back that thinking up? Maybe you're already aware because you call yourself corrupt. And it's not hard to deduct when I keep hearing rumors that you're going bankrupt, that you just claiming head hip-hopper in charge, spending all your money on your boys just to prove that you're large, because all your real niggas still kick it with you. And there ain't no nigga like the one you got. So you'd ride for your niggas and you'd die for your niggas because you're a no limitations nigga? What type of nigga slanging bang in the streets? A bad boy, a rude boy, a 504 boy, a hot boy, a ghetto boy? Hold up. I got this plan. Stop calling yourself a nigga and a boy and call yourself a man. Because what I really want from my niggas is to realize that it's the root of the word that's the trigger, triggering thoughts through my temple of its real definition. Look it up, it's simple. Number 1, ignorant. Number 2, inconsequential and petty. Number 3, stingy and miserly. But it's not the definition that comes as a shocker. What baffles me is that you call yourself a doctor. What are you healing, brother? And I'd really like to know, did you get that doctorate degree while you were on death row? Changing your name thinking it'll contribute to your fame, but all you're doing is defaming yourself and your people, and you want to know why we aren't seen as equals? Got all your jewels wrapped around your neck and your wrist. What happened to throwing up a fist to represent unity, to show our pride? Now the only time you throw up your fist to show off the fact that you bought a Rolex, never mind the damaging effects that all of this has. Look around, it's spreading fast. Even Baby Bow Wow has his Mickey Mouse ice down when he should be fitting those jewels into his crown. Got little kids thinking it's a thing to hustle up your money for a little bling bling. Why don't you sing the truth, player? Money really ain't a thing, you see, when you trade it in for your dignity. And all you've done is perpetuate the negativity, so I challenge thee. The next time that you're seduced by that beat, whether it's when you go to the club, get your groove on, or buy a CD, the next time that you're seduced by that beat, listen closely to the rhyme. And you tell me if that's what poetry was meant to be.
A live street futsal time. Edgewater Community Center, Portmore. Saturday, May 2 at 11 a.m. 16 teams, one knockout tournament. A chance to win $150,000 cash. And a place in the championship round. Second place, $50,000. Come in your thousands and support the teams. This is no scrimmage. A live street futsal time. Live commentary by me, Oral Tracy. The live National Street Futsal Tournament. Edgewater Community Center, Portmore. See you there.
Mother's Day Fiesta at the Police Officers Club, Sunday, May 10. Catch Bashment Granny 3, starring Shibata. And Prayer Partner, starring String Bean.
Look at my daughter. Show me how you could fit into...
Guest artist, the new sensation, Ifidel William. Tickets available at Green Gables and at York Pharmacy. It's a double-header, Bashment Granny 3 and Prayer Partner, Sunday, May 10. Police Officers Club, Kingston. Hey, be there.
Wait the town and tell the people.
You know it's Iron from Shakana series. Kick sound Saturday May 9 with the aftershock boss himself, DJ Matrix. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pier 1 Montego Bay. So stay tuned to the 107s for more information. It's a Shakana series, you know what I mean?
You hear that?
You know that
Magnum, DJ Rush, and Reason Without Entertainment presents Quarter Anniversary 2015. Look out for Born to Killer.
When we are party, so we stay code red, we no play.
Dexter Daps. Chicago.
Sell out your friends, rush one night, them stand it down.
Maria, the Shore Beach, Saturday, May the 2nd. $800, ladies 2 for 1 before 11 o'clock. Big up to Magnum and Digisound. 18 and older to drink responsibly.
The Jamaica Volleyball Association and IRFM present Beach Volleyball After Party. Sunday, May 3 at the Ocho Bay Beach. Come party with Caribbean women beach volleyballers from 14 countries across the region from 5 to 11 p.m.
Who's all the turntables?
IRFM DJs.
Digital Chris.
Ashile.
Alongside special guest DJ. From Zip 103 FM, pumping up the vibes on the beach. It's going to be a beach party you can't afford to miss. Admission $500, VIP $1,000, ladies 2 for 1 between 4:30 and 7 p.m. Come with the social media. Check irfm.net for details.
Futsal is the fastest football game format in the world, and Lime brings it to every parish through the Lime National Street Futsal Tournament. But none of this excitement could happen if it wasn't for the sponsors of the tournament. Big up Pepsi, Huawei, Finger Licking Good KFC, Belle Sports International, and Magnum. And a special thanks to our media sponsors, the Jamaica Observer, IRFM, and Zip FM. Come out in your thousands and support the teams in your parish. It's not scrimmage, it's big man ball. The Lime National Street Futsal Tournament.
Mother's Day Fiesta, Bashment Granny 3, starring Shibata. Prayer Partner, starring String Bean. Guest artist Ifidel Williams. Sunday, May 10 at 6:30 p.m. at the Police Officers Club. Tickets available at Green Gables and at York Pharmacy. It's a double-header, Bashment Granny 3 and Prayer Partner. Sunday, May 10, Police Officers Club, Kingston.
Magnum presents Quarter Anniversary 2015. Look out for Born to Killer.
Them see what red them at the general.
Dexter Daps.
From in Netherlands.
Chicago.
I'm stacking up the dollar bill.
Port Maria, the Shore Beach, Saturday, May the 2nd. $800. Music by DJ Rush, DJ I, DJ Diamond, Moody Blacks, and of course the whole Code Red family. Big up to Digicel. 18 and older to drink responsibly.
However, we responsive.
Yeah, this is the cutting edge with the on the last lap. So now, you know, say we want to give thanks for Sonny for coming and sitting with me. And you know, it was nice. From Saturday till now, Sunday till now has been very nice.
Big blessing. Yeah.
And give thanks. You go that. Wait, you know, say the sister outside. Who should I talk to her? You know, she don't like to talk for nothing. She does.
Sadaka, no, she.
What's your name? Sadika.
Sadika.
Sadika. She does.
Yeah, she just goes. She just gets stuff done. That's it.
Okay.
She just she one of them.
Yeah, and as we say, it's as we say, you're gonna come back. You know, you're gonna come back. And it's really nice for hear our sister so eloquent in our delivery. You know, sometimes you hear some sisters and you like them, but something else there where you need to hear, you know, you not hear it, you know. And we hope that when we come to New Orleans, we see you.
Yes.
You know, we've been coming to New Orleans so much time, but I don't think I come there after the Katrina thing though, but we've been coming there a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
We used to keep them.
Jazz festival and everything.
Yeah, and we used to play at one place named, oh gosh man, there's a place in a little club where we used to play very regular.
Tipatina.
Yeah, Tipatina.
Tipatina, yeah.
I tell you, I wasn't playing that Tipatina, but it was 100 times in my life.
Tipatina.
Everybody play a Tipatina.
Everybody play.
Whether you're big or whether you're little or whether you're just a boy.
Everybody play a Tipatina.
Them still have Tipatina.
Tipatinas is still rolling.
It survived the Katrina and everything.
Tipatina, that's one of those places that it can, everything around it can
crumble. It don't turn
Tipatinas is standard.
No, I tell you, man. Believe you me, the most of the time I go in a club, man. I want to say, they must pay to wall, you know, because the most of the time we artists and musicians write with name on the wall.
Yeah.
Enough time. Because most of the time, that is what we do sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
As we go in our club, we just find a place and just write the name on it.
Yeah.
And the year where we come in there.
Right.
Yeah, it's that thing. It's that thing. So we want to give thanks. Give thanks for really come through. And,
it's a big blessing.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to really have you here, and we hope that Tai 2 is out there listening.
Hey, Tai 2. You know, it's a small world. I mean, because Tai 2, her family, I was just in Oklahoma, and her family was at the event in Oklahoma, and who in turn was telling her to, as far as come to the event here. And so that's
the connection.
Yeah, man, from Oklahoma to Kingston, you would never know.
Yeah, man. So we're going to take it to one call, people. Yes, Ian.
Yeah, greetings, Mota.
All right, sir.
Yeah. A wonderful thing. Wonderful thing. Come shine in Jamaica.
Give thanks.
Sonny, let me tell you this. Well, it's a privilege to hear you.
No, this man I got a picture a while ago.
That really?
Well, you really identifying.
Oh, you mean let me not wait. Are you name with your name and your voice? Remember, a years me I listen to your voice, so I think you can't hide.
Yeah, let me tell you this.
Oh man.
I say give thanks again since you don't boss me in other respect.
No, wait, hold on. I'll get a chance to talk. Let me tell you something. How much you will say that is? Or only that is? How much months?
It's 16
months.
All right, listen to me. I carried it, when I done presented to she, I carried go outside and studio. Our sister, our manager sister, have the little baby in her hand. And I open out the picture. And the little baby knows that she.
Yeah.
So you know, so you do a good job.
Right.
When a little 16-month baby look on a picture there and point out outside. Well, you know, so you do a good job.
Oh man.
You them know, you know. If you get approval from the youth them.
Yes, of course.
You're on the right track.
Yeah, man.
I say, Mota, believe me. You see, what I present each week, plenty people not seem to get the fullness side. And it's going to take time. You have to there over our next 20 years.
No, wait, behave yourself, man. At 20 years,
Nah, man,
you know,
you
you
see, tell us something, Muta.
Yeah.
Some people can't die, you know.
No, but that's I want to die, you know, but say, me not look at the RFM for the next 20 years. You have to talk to Neil about that.
What me I say is that you're not up in there in the RFM. You're there in the world already.
Okay, all right, sir. But I want some clarity about this.
Come on, straight. Anywhere in the world, you're there.
Yeah, all right.
Within the realm of eternity.
Yeah, the only way me the RFM for the next 20 years is become own this. You better know that. Only let me own this. But if from me know so me not no chance to own it. 20 years, you're mad.
But you can't be on that, you know.
At 20, no, the next 25 years, me got this. At 24 years, me there. So 23 years, me there. Me not say another 20 years now. Behave yourself, man.
It should be told that you're in sync with the universe.
Yes. We could talk about the universe. Let's talk about RFM. Talk about the universe.
All right. But yes, let me tell you something now.
Yeah.
I can't how we've been brought up. Like Sonny, you mentioned the kind of exposure you have with regards to Christianity and with regards to Islam. And you go through that little labyrinth of variation of beliefs and you find in Sonny. And that Sonny now is reflective of all of that, but reflective of that own energy as well. And it's a beautiful thing to the point where I can say, in the same way that they have trained us to worship an imaginary force, and say yes, that you must, because all of this has been inculcated, you know. I say, if I am seeing you in front of me, I am seeing Muta, I am hearing Muta, and I am seeing the manifestation of all of that. It's so amiss to worship those which you see in front of you and hear and feel. Because from my little bit, I look for that, you know. When I come to a level now that I say, but hold on a little bit. Now God is in front of you. If a young dog is a puppy, the puppy is a dog. If a young chicken or a fowl is a chicken, the chicken is a fowl. So why would God do otherwise? Whatever that force is. And if we are the children of God, it follows that we are gods. Plenty of us don't recognize that, and the forces within the universe, as in water, air, light, sun, moon, and star, all of these things is part of the overall energy. So don't lock me down to one God. I'm glad when I see people who are worthy of worship.
Yeah, man.
That's beautiful.
So, you know, the book of the dead, the Egyptian, the coming forth by the says to see the good in things, you have to see yourself in things.
Yeah.
So if you can't see yourself in things, then you're not going to see the good in anything.
No.
You know, it's just that. So
yeah, me just simplify it, and me enjoy this. And me I look forward doing more imagery. Muta, me I want piece of you see.
They don't give me one already, man. If you can't take him, what is still left on my wall now?
We can't stop the picture.
Oh, you have a up-to-date version of Mutabaruka.
Well, you still at that time, yeah?
All right, sir.
But to that, Sonny, again, at the risk of repeating myself, darling, I am so delighted that you have graced us with your presence.
Oh, what a blessing. Thank you so much.
I look forward to hearing more.
Yes.
And I want to stay in touch, whether it's to come New Orleans, come to hear you anywhere in the world.
We don't want no more Katrina there in New Orleans, Rasta. We don't want no more Katrina in New Orleans.
No.
You have also opened a door, you see, where sometimes when you are a poet, or you're a painter, or you're a sculptor, people are inclined to see you within the context of that particular genre of art.
Yeah.
That if you are thus gifted, you can perform in whatever area. I mean, there's nothing to stop me from doing poetry because I was inspired by Muta or by Sonny or whoever else, because you have inspired that. And I want to give thanks for that. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of a whole heap of people. Glad there on earth.
Bless you.
Muta.
Blessed man.
Bless you.
Yeah, man. And I want to tell you, say, on behalf of the little daughter, the 16-month daughter, on behalf of, I must say, thanks for doing such a wonderful image.
Oh, yes.
Of her.
Yes,
it's a beautiful image of the little daughter, trust me.
Yes.
Well, I give thanks, and I look forward to having some other references of Sonito where we can, and put it together on a level.
All right, so blessed, yeah?
Love and life, yeah?
Good love.
Yeah, man, the brethren Carly, the brethren Carl, man, trust me, that piece of artwork there.
That's something big.
Because the first him see you.
Wow.
The first him see you.
Yeah.
And him fit do artwork like that, you know, say.
No, I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. I really am. You know, it's man. You know, you talk talent, creativity. This is when you know. I was just telling who was that? Was my brother Sheldon.
Sheldon, yes.
Telling Sheldon, you know, I was watching them on the stage and everything. I'm like, man, you know, watching you know, in the band and everything, and it's so just...
Yeah, one of my performers, the Nomads.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, man, you know, this is a beautiful thing. Because when we know that when you're in your spot, when you're in your sweet spot, you know what I mean? You move, it's an effortless kind of movement. Even though, you know, I mean, certainly it takes, you know, simplicity takes time, too, you know. It kind of, you know, it's expensive to be simple too.
Of course, more that organic food is more expensive than the
it's complicated to be simple, you know. You know, some people don't always see, you know, of course, what goes into the simplicity, you know what I mean? But you know, I give thanks for it, because at the same time, even though it's a complicated thing, it's still something that flows. You know, it's a, you know, when you're speaking of water, you know, you know, it's water flows, but there's still a complexity, you know what I'm saying, too. Okay, the river dumps into this, and
that goes to that, and that goes to that.
Yeah.
So many leaves, one tree, so many rivers, one sea.
Yeah. So, you know, I give thanks.
Give thanks.
I held out with you, Bob. I held it out. I mean, this was almost
sweet. Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Like, when we was driving, coming here, I say, all right, we should have done it from like 5 o'clock, that you can go up on the beach and go sleep and then wake up, but it never worked out that way.
Didn't work out.
Because it was all over Kingston.
All over Kingston.
Where you go today? Tell me, believe you me. Where you get carried go today? I know you go Bob Marley Museum.
We went there. We went to
Well, you don't remember the place.
We went to
everywhere.
Look, we went to run errands. We went to pick up glasses and things like that.
Yeah. All right. All right, man. Anyway, give thanks.
Yes. I'm grateful.
I will go forward to Lebo out of South Africa. Lebo Machele. Remember that name. Poet from South.
Thought-provoking. Always smoking. Lyrics like a bazooka. You are listening to Mutabaruka.
We are the slave descendants from the African race. The African race. The African race. We are the slave descendants from the African race. We're proud, it's no disgrace.
Yes.
Our forefathers were taken away.
Yes, I know, you know this truth, right?
Yeah, that's my good
from
sisters.
New Orleans.
Yeah, my good sisters.
It's surprised. I was surprised in you with it.
Yeah, that's my good sisters.
Yeah, when it was in New Orleans, they've given a CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was at a festival.
Yeah. Zion Trinity.
You know them.
Yeah, I know them very, very well.
You see, you know them come from New Orleans. I say, I want them to know them.
I know them very, very well. Yeah.
You can tell them to Mutabaruka play them.
Look, I can't wait to let them know. I can't wait to tell them.
Descendants from the African race. The African race. The African race. We are the slave descendants from the African race. We're proud, it's no disgrace. Our forefathers were taken away. They were bound in ships and shackled all the way, like baggage and brought to the west. They swap my brother now, also my sister too, for a drink of wine so they could drink and be merry, so they could drink and be merry. I speak Amharic, my forces to speak Swahili. They put us all together now. That's why we can't understand. That's why we can't understand. We are the slave descendants from the African race. The African race. The African race. We are the slave descendants from the African race. We're proud, it's no disgrace. We're proud of the African race. We're proud, it's no disgrace. We're proud of the African race. We're proud, it's no disgrace. We're proud of the African race.
Yes, Zion Trinity out of New Orleans. This is the Cutting Edge and IRFM as we're going to walk here from 2 to 5:45 with the Stepping Razor, the art of war. So we're waiting for Matrix, and Matrix just arrived. The original terrorist look. Even not a terrorist, them just look that way there. Believe you me, if me was an immigration authority and see I come to the airport, me stop you, you know. Yeah, me would have stop you. As a matter of fact, me would have turn your back and look for your ticket and see if you go to Turkey. You see, Friday about hey, make sure they not go shop my turkey and all the place. You know. Yes, Neil. No, but what I say now is like, them have a thing now, you know. Fire go in a certain part of the world now, them say you go join ITIL, you know. Yeah. Look at that name, I read it name, or when she got Turkey, you know, you should say them stop her, because she come from Jamaica. Maybe how she look to still. Them know that she can't be no terrorist. But how you decide who's a terrorist? Because you have a passport where say, you have a ticket where say, you go Turkey. I tell you. I have a Quran in your bag. I mean, really. How that work out now? You know what Quran have in my yard? You know if somebody it come like pornographic book. It's like the Quran become pornographic, you know. Don't have no Quran in your house, you will be deemed to want it to go and join ISIL. Anyway, we give thanks to the moment, give thanks to the time, give thanks to the energy. We're gone, you know. Yes, we're gone. I will go with this 96 degrees in the shade. Remember, Paul Bogle.
96 degrees in the shade. Real hot in the shade. 96 degrees in the shade.